X in my name is not just a symbol or a target sign. A spell that attracts all who spit facts online all the time. Can you see it? All the ones who drag my name every single day. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? They keep saying you don't have what it takes to carve out your own name underneath the shadows of gods. And I keep waiting for the day disbelievers say I flew way too close to the sun. I wait, but it never really comes. The X in my name is not just a symbol or a target sign. The spell that attracts all who spit facts online all the time. The X in my name is not just a symbol or a target sign. The force that compels all to rebel from all right shackled minds. Why do they just stand there against when they fall from the battles I have overcome? You feel it, feel the cope and the seething tone that they make while I stand up, man among gods. And I keep vaping with my mill, shooting ropes in my cold that faces towards the sun. They hate, but I'm sitting comfy with their mom. The X in my name is not just a symbol or a target sign. A spell that attracts all who speak facts online all the time. The X in my name is not just a symbol or a target sign. A force that compels all to rebel from all that shackled mind. The X in my name is not just a symbol or a target sign. A spell that attracts all who speak facts online all the time. The X in my name is not just a symbol or a target sign. A force that compels all to rebel from all right shackled minds. It's you and me, your mom, it's me. I'll take another hit from my name. You'll see now, watch me right now, punch your face now. Show you how.
Good afternoon, everybody. It is so good to be back live with all of you again and seeing you all in chat. What is going on? My throat's stuffy today. Sorry about that. I took yesterday as an impromptu day off because I needed a day off where my mom wasn't like preparing to leave because I was helping her pack all day on my day off to go to the airport. And so I needed a nice, like, proper decompression day off, and that's what yesterday was. But we now are back on that grind. 2 streams, like 2 back-to-back streams, then a day off, followed by 2 back-to-back streams, and repeating. That is my schedule. And of course the triple, like the 3 uploads a day. That'll continue. I challenge you to a boxing match. I feel like you could beat me, Cherry. I'm gonna be honest. Is XQC even political? I've only heard the name, never watched his, her, / their content. I like the idea of XQC being she, her pronouns. That would be funny. That'd be a funny twist to this entire situation, wouldn't it? XQ she. God. Xana's pretty scrawny. No, I'm not. You guys just can't see past my shoulders. XQC is too dumb to be political? No, he's too dumb to be on the left. No, XQC doesn't have a speech impediment. He's just from French Canada. He's just a Quebecy. He really likes Destiny's politics, if I recall correctly. Well, XQC agrees with the politics of whoever he's talking to at the given time. He doesn't really think for himself much. He goes to Hassan and agrees with Hassan, then goes to Destiny, agrees with Destiny, talks to, like, Sneeko or whatever, and agrees with Sneeko. He's just very malleable. He's just French. There's no mental illness other than being French going on here, okay? Also, I got some new, I got some new incense as well. New scent, because I ran out of the old one. And so I got some burning here. And this one is called Nirvana. I'll show you the box here. This one's called Nirvana. And it's pretty damn good, I must say. It smells really good. I prefer these to, like, any other type of scent air diffuser technology because there's just something about it that's so much more potent. Plus, it looks pretty. Whenever it's, like, smoking and the smoke's, like, swirling around the room, I think it looks cool. If you guys look closely, you can see the smoke, like... You guys should be able to see it, like, around. I always thought about getting those. Let me know if it's worth it. Oh, it's very pleasant. It's very nice to wake up in the morning and light one of these and just have, like, a different smell. Like, just an overwhelming, nice smell for a little while. And to be able to watch the smoke, it's very pleasant. No, you'll get copyrighted? What are you talking about, Is there a joke there I'm not getting? Gosh, so many people here already. Thank you all so much for coming out. Thank you all so much. God dang. I love when our streams just pop off in terms of viewership right off the bat. Nice, Jay Busy. Jay Beezy. Your debate with Rose Mullet from years ago radicalized me? Yeah, I think a lot of people got radicalized by that debate. Rose Mullet does not do a good job of making true scums look good. She's pretty poor at that job. You know what, chat? While we get people in here, I'm unironically kind of feeling another tropical mansion house tour critique video. Are you guys down for that? As like a surprise segment. Let's see if I can find any. Well, holy shit, that's a nice one. She had pretty much every argument I had back then, and after you went in on grifting right-wingers, I owned up to the fact that I was trans. I love that. The, like, reactionary right-winger to Xander Hall fan to trans pipeline. It's funny because it happens in my real life, too. Like, my current friend group, like, a pretty significant proportion of them are trans, and they weren't trans when I started being friends with them. It just kinda happened. You need to come up with a proper name for this community? Xanderholics is a good name. True scum are just kind of stupid? Yeah, it's not very big brain. It's not very big brain stuff. Oh my god, this one looks cool. Which one? Oh. What if we switch it up a bit this time, and instead of a house tour, it's a yacht tour? Bro. You all know what to do when I say action, right? 3, 2, 1, action. Guys, we talk a lot about rich people and their filthy, disgusting rich people nice things that they don't let us play with. Us disgusting, filthy, poor people. They don't let us play with their cool stuff. And that should be a crime. It makes me mad. I want to be able to play with the cool toys that rich people can afford. One of those things being yachts. Boats and yachts are pretty cool. Wouldn't want to own a boat or a yacht because the adage that the best day of owning a boat, or the best days of owning a boat, are the day you get it and the day you sell it, are absolutely true. My parents bought a boat, like, for really cheap, like a really small, like, speedboat type thing. And it was a nightmare. And the first time we took it out, it sunk because they forgot to put the plugs into the back of the boat that keep it from filling with water, that are for getting at, like, water that's gotten into the, like, main area of the boat, the hull, out. And somehow I was the one that figured out that was the problem. I was the one that was like, hey, there's a hole here. I think those plugs that are in the console thing of the boat might have meant to be going in there. And it was just, we ended up selling it. It was a nightmare. But yeah, wouldn't want to own a boat. But the idea of being able to have, like, a yacht to go on, being able to have that much money, beautiful idea. You know, obviously an evil temptation, but a pretty lovely idea. And something I like to do is watch these insane house tour or yacht tour or sometimes even submarine tour videos and just sort of look at how the 1% of the 1% live and just sort of seethe in jealousy. It's one of my favorite pastimes. Let's check this one out. Inside a $20 million brand new celebrity-owned mega yacht. Okay. God damn. Homie. Oh my god, that's... Does anyone in chat have thalassophobia? 20 meters is or 20 million is cheap for a mega yacht? It's 20 million, yeah. God, does anyone here have thalassophobia? What's that? It's when you're afraid of particularly structures underwater, in deep water, where it's dark and hazy. This pictures freak you out.
Hey everyone, it's Enes here, and this week we're coming to you from beautiful Göcek, Turkey. This is Balmy, a 47-meter super yacht built by Mengiya Yachts. It was delivered a few weeks ago to its owner, Acun Ilıcalı, who is one of the biggest celebrities in Turkey, a media mogul and international businessman. It's valued around
Does that guy suck or is he okay? I feel like he's very well known in Turkey, and I know that Turkey has some cringe politics, and so a big billionaire, like, celebrity in Turkey, I feel like this guy might be, like, a known asshole. Maybe not, though. I mean, he's a billionaire, so definitely an asshole. I have a healthy fear and respect for the ocean. I love the ocean. I really do. Where are the orcas at? Are there orcas in the water around Turkey? I guess there would be. Yeah.
20 million euros, features 6 staterooms, 8.8 meter beam, 400...
You know, guys, if you just work really, really hard, one day you'll be able to afford this. That's how capitalism works. You guys just have to work really, really hard.
96 gross tons, beautiful finishes. I'm really excited for this tour, and I want to give big thanks to the owner, Acun, and the shipyard, Mengiya, for making this tour possible. And now, let's begin.
Why would you not live on that thing? Like, why would you have a house? Like, why would you have a house when you could just have this and just sail around, connect to internet via different harbors, use like satellite internet from your private satellite, and just live in this thing? I would set up a streaming room on this thing. Seasickness. They make medication for that, and also if you're gonna spend this much money on a boat, or sorry, a ship, a yacht, a super yacht, you're not gonna be someone who has seasickness. I don't get seasickness. I get, like, car sick really badly. Like, I get really bad seasickness. Or not seasickness, car sickness. I have never once in my life gotten seasickness. It doesn't bother me at all. Like, the waving of the boat, storms, anything like that. It just doesn't bother me at all. This island chain is dope. There's a pool. Of course there's a pool.
Welcome on
people
board,
afraid of
Balmy.
sharks.
We're gonna start our tour here on the Beach Club. This is a phenomenal space. We have the garage door opened up right now.
Are those sea glides? They've got those sports car jet skis or sports car speedboats and fucking sea glides. Like proper sea glides, the ones that actually work.
Steps taking you down to the sea, and we
See that thing right there? You can barely see it, but that's one of those jet ski, or not jet skis, speedboats made and designed to look like a race car. This YouTuber guy test drove one of the first models of these things up the river that I worked on as a lifeguard in one of his videos. He did it at Rogers Park and then went up the river. But at the very head of that river is where I worked as a lifeguard. Pretty cool. I think his name's Dal MYD, Dalmid. He does the diving videos where he finds random treasure in the water and like picks up trash.
We have all the toys laid out right now. 2 sea bobs right next to me.
Might have been jigging with
in the
Jordan,
center,
though.
bikes on this side, and we have the owners, 2 speedboats right here. What I love about this space is the fact that you're so close to the
Imagine being so rich that your speedboat has to look like a race car.
water. You can enjoy your toys. We have a phenomenal lounge here that we're going to check out in a bit. Now, coming to this side, we have 2 bikes, 19-foot Castoli diesel jet tender, which really complements this incredible yacht. And
Why
coming
are
here,
you-
before I talk about this sidewall, I want to actually bring everybody here to the opening because it leads us to the Beach Club Lounge. This is an incredible space for you to
I would pay to live in that. I would pay to live in that little cubby. Hey, Evie Gretel. Like, I would unironically pay to live in that cubby. This is nicer than any apartment I've lived in.
sit down, relax.
Do I still have my lifeguard uniform? No, it's all the way back in Florida. I might be able to dig it up when I visit Florida in a few weeks, though. Not a few weeks, more like 6 weeks, but still.
Be close to the water and enjoy this incredible vessel. Seating section on this side, 3 chairs, TV right here. We have a small bar around the corner with a fridge, and right behind Mikey, we have a small day head that is dedicated for this level.
Once again, the guy doing the tour does not own any of these places. He's just doing tours. He just emails random rich people and tours their places.
But more importantly,
God,
we have this hydraulic side wall open up and create
Yeah, you
additional
do.
outdoor space. They have the stationary bike right there. Next to that, we have the Castoli tender, and it's just an amazing space for you to be close to the water and just enjoy life.
I think this is the coolest part of the boat. We've seen a lot of beach clubs and a lot of boats. I don't know, something about this one just feels really relaxing. And
Like, Zan, you should buy a yacht and invite all the Xanderholics to live on it. Then I'd actually have a sex cult type thing going on. No, we're not doing that. What I want to have is a submarine. That little 2-seater Nemo 2 submarine is what I actually want to have. Like, this, if I had this type of money, I would just buy a fleet. You know, it's been a while since I've done my little autistic hyperfixation on this. So many of you guys probably don't know. Hypers in chat if you played Subnautica and don't know what I'm talking about right now. The company that made these submarines was one of the companies that, like, called out the Stockton Rush guy who did the OceanGate company thing, telling him that his submarines were not up to standard with the submarine manufacturing, like, it's, like, not up to code, and actively told him he needs to shut down his entire program until he builds them properly. These submarines are made of solid titanium, made by a company that has been making research submarines for a very long time. In fact, here's an example of not the submarine that I want to get, but one of their research subs and some whale sharks. This is the Sea Explorer 5 series. This one's meant to go down to like 1,000 meters. This is one of the researcher subs. This company's been around a long time, making top-of-the-line research subs. This thing costs like millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars, and research teams and universities and organizations have to get them made bespoke. But the Nemo 2 one that I want to get is like my dream thing, is very much more affordable. It's 550K is where it starts. Look at the sharks.
According to them, it's down. Oh, oh my God! It's in front of us! It's in front of us! Look, look, look!
Whale shark.
Can you see it? Right there, right there, right there. Giant manta whale shark right in front of us. Look, look, look.
This is just a depth module, Mark II Seamoth. No, you're about to see the actual Seamoth, guys. Alright, are you guys ready to see the actual Seamoth? So this company makes research subs like that, made for like extreme depth. They've made a series of subs that is mass-produced, that is for for rich people to be able to get at like a somewhat affordable price. Check this fucking thing out, guys. This thing starts at $550,000. No idea how bad I want one of these. It's made for going down to a depth of 100 meters. If Walsh Real wants one of these. No, I'm the one who showed guys, I'm the one who showed this to Vosh and convinced him to be willing to go 50-50 on one of these. Like, if I have 50% of the cost of one of these, you better believe I'm going to bully Vosh into chipping in the other half, and we're gonna, like, own it 50-50. Because this is a literal Seamoth. How much are they? 550K is where they start at. $550,000, which is, like, pretty ridiculously cheap. I want one. It's a Seamoth. God. Like, you need to understand that rich people just have this stuff. Like, rich people wake up every day and sometimes they're in a bad mood despite the fact they have this stuff. Can you imagine being rich, owning something like that, and ever waking up in a bad mood? Makes me wish I was rich. Like, I'm usually not the kind of person who's upset about my financial spot in life. Like, most of the time I'm not, at least. But when I see videos like this, it's just like, fuck. Like, I'm not one to really want, like luxury items, but that is something I want. When I want a luxury item, it's because it does a cool thing. Like, I can do a fun, cool thing with it. But there's a level of rich that people get to where they stop buying stuff because of utility or because it does anything cool, and they start buying absurdly fucking expensive shit just to have it. Like, when they start buying $10 million art pieces, it's like, okay, at that point you have enough money. You don't need any more money. You've literally gotten bored and are just buying useless things, you know? Obviously, art can appreciate in value and be resold, but I'm talking about like dumb shit that's like, implanted in the middle of the yard is this $5 million goose statue. It's like, okay. Art is also a tax haven. That's true as well, yeah. Professor Like Attacks, thank you for the $5, making me $5 richer. Haha, thank you. Said, this one's for the Seamoth Fund. Thank you, I really do appreciate that. Yeah, boats also just lose value, and I imagine the submarine would only lose value too. You would definitely want to get most of your usage out of that thing in the first like 10 to 15 years you own it, I feel, but gosh. Art is the wrong analogy. Okay, bad example, but regardless, I think you guys know what I mean. Rich people love here's a good example. How many like Supreme, a brand that is known for being like rich people shit. Like you got to spend a lot of money to get their shit, and it's a flex to have it. So much of their clothes is actually just a blank t-shirt that has their branding on it somewhere. Sometimes not even in sight of passerbys. It's literally a $5,000 blank white t-shirt. Like, those exist. Because there's a certain level of wealth where people just don't give a fuck about how much things cost anymore and just buy things to have it. I thought it was all limited edition. Part of it's collector's value, too. But that collector's value comes from what I'm talking about. Really rich people having a lot of money that they can spend on things that offer them no value, no intrinsic value, no like fun, no service or utility, just they have it. Right? Like that's obscene wealth. That is what obscene wealth is. I mean, look at the example here. If I go to the If I go to the website for those submarines, the U-Boat Works website really fast, I can show you guys, like, how obscenely wealthy some of the clientele of this company have to be. Here is the super yacht / submarine combo called the Nautilus. That's right, this is fucking real. This is the Nautilus. The embodiment of exploration. Discover what makes the Nautilus submarine the ultimate exploration vessel, both on and under the water, functioning as both a yacht and a submarine. General characteristics. Maximum operating depth is 150 meters, and that's 500 feet. The range? 3,200 nautical miles. It's also got solar panels. 7 crew. Its occupancy is 7 crew and up to 10 guests comfortably. I'm sure you could pack plenty more people than that on there. Overall length is 42 meters. Beam overall is 7.7 meters. And the gross tonnage is 1,610 tons. And it is a submarine, as you can see below decks, that has full accommodation for an above deck. They talk about, like, their company and the design. Yeah. But particularly if you look at, they've got another one that's even bigger. That's their small Cyclops-type submarine, by the way. Oh, you can do custom. If we look at the UWEP, check out the UWEP, guys. The UWEP, the Underwater Entertainment Platform, presents a new class of exceptionally spacious, privately operated entertainment submarines that can carry up to 120 guests, including crew and staff, in a fully conditioned environment to a depth of 150 meters. The UWEP offers 150 square meters, or 1,600 square feet, of configurable venue space that can be tailored to the operator's requirements. Michelin star underwater restaurant, one-of-a-kind casino, unique conference location, world's most exclusive wedding venue. The possibilities are only limited by your imagination. You can look down at some of the photos they've taken of like their current existing models. Some of these are renders though. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. I think they have like the configure. Yeah, here we go. So you have like, you can buy it in different configurable designs. So there's even a little control room down here. You see that? That's the piloting control room. I think that's the pilot's chair, and that's like a control room of some kind. So, this is the by default restaurant layout, which is like probably the most traditional, like what you'd expect to get on something like this. Then you've got the casino layout. Oh, does it not change the thing? It used to do that. What? What? Ah, their site's broken. It used to change it, but they have a restaurant, casino, product presentation, and wedding venue, like template essentially for how you can get it. Pretty fucking crazy. And if we go back to production models and we look at what I'm talking about here, the Nemo series, they just do the Nemo 2 now. I guess it's probably more cost efficient to just do the Nemo 2. But this one is like the big popular one. The Seamoth one. Depth rating, 100 meters, 330 feet. Length and height. Operational autonomy is up to 8 hours. Not going very deep or far from the coast, though. 1 passenger, 1 pilot. It can go up to 3 knots. Not super fast, but not too slow. Yeah, and you gotta get qualified before you can pilot it. But it's not super hard, apparently. You do need a crane to get into the water if you're not gonna keep it docked. Yeah. God, I wish I was rich. But also, I wish there weren't rich people. A very complicated and struggle-filled dichotomy. How do you guys like that little surprise segment? I like doing our little segments where we just talk about how fucking absurdly wealthy and over-the-top luxurious the lives of the 1% are. It was a fun segment. I'm glad you guys think so. Oh, I should tell you all. Last night, I did some heavy grinding on Final Fantasy XIV. I did some heavy grinding. I managed to finish the Realm Reborn 1 to 50 quest lines on every single profession for gathering and crafting in a Realm Reborn. And I got the blue item that you use, like, that they reward you for each one. And now I've gotten along to crafting my class-specific gear for each of them. And it's all coming together now. It's all coming together now. FF14's getting good, guys. I'm really, really liking it. And I haven't even gotten to Heavensward yet. Matter of fact, I've done this before, but I figure it is appropriate to do it once again. If you are watching right now, and you are interested in getting into Final Fantasy XIV, remember, there is a very robust 100% free trial for this game. And when I say 100% free trial, I mean those fuckers don't even ask for your payment info. They don't ask you for your address or your like payment whatever the fuck or your like card info or anything until you decide you want to pay for the game. They give you 3 expansions now. The first expansion, Realm Reborn, Heavensward, and Stormblood. They give you those 3 expansions, which is like an insane amount of content before you have to like pay for anything to continue. The only things you don't get if you play on the free trial is you can't join the free company. Instead, you have to join a link shell, which is like a trial version of a free company. And once you decide you like the game and you want to pay for it to buy it, you can always get into the free company. It's a MMO. It's more of an RPG MMO than an MMORPG. Because the way they developed the game was they basically made a fully functioning, well-operating Final Fantasy game and then built a multiplayer MMO around that. So it's less so that you're in an MMO and more so that you're in a very AAA JRPG video game experiencing a very good story and everything from beginning to end. And there's a bunch of people around you doing it too, and they are all at different, points in that story as well. It has the cost of an MMO. Well, if you decide to pay for it, it's a $12 a month subscription, but you can literally play hundreds of hours of this game for free with the free trial. There's no downside to it. So, if you do decide to join, consider getting in this Discord server here. This is the Soul Strikers Discord. This is the Discord server for our free company, aka our guild. Please consider joining. Even if you don't have the game yet, hop in there, and people in there will be able to help you get the game set up and everything. They'll be able to send you the correct links and all that stuff. We are trying to build the numbers as much as possible. It's gotten to the point now where usually if I'm in a capital city, I see a yellow name above someone's head, meaning they're in our guild, like they're a fan. And the rule is your last name in the game has to be Striker. You'll already become very familiar with that when you look at the rules in the Discord and everything. But yeah, we're trying to grow the guild, or the free company, day by day. Is FF14 on any consoles? Yes, it is. If you play on PlayStation, in fact, you can actually get the game on PlayStation. I believe they have a free trial, and you can play it with us. You can play a Lalafell as long as you make like an old man dad Lalafell. But if I see you like doing any ERP with Lalafells, you're out of the guild and reported to the FBI. Oh yeah, apparently it's coming to Xbox soon too. But yeah, you can also play it with us if you have a PlayStation 4 or 5, I believe. Although I think they're dropping support for the 4 soon. Xbox and Switch? Oh, they're bringing it to Xbox and Switch. Nice. They're also bringing a massive graphics update to the game soon for, like, PC players. What's a Lolafell? It's a Lalafell. Lalafells are basically little gnome people that are heavily child-coded, and weirdos in the game community will, like, do sex RP with them or as them, and it's never good. One second. If you can sorry, Professor Lakai Tax, thank you for the $5. I really appreciate that. Said if you can own not one, but 2 mandolins, you're rich. Okay, I'll take your word for it. I guess those are expensive. My incense is almost burned out. No. Oh, apparently it's not coming to Switch. Sorry. Someone was asking if it was coming to Xbox or Switch. They were just very unspecific in their wording, and I misread it. Can I play a Lalafell that's just a child that craves extreme violence? Depends on how sussy you are with it, but trust me, you're gonna get looks, and people are gonna have a very, very close eye on you. Let's keep that in mind. But yeah, consider joining the free company. The more people, the merrier. Seriously, we're really just trying to get as many people as possible in there. Do not be scared to join. Because you think you might not be good or anything. The game is very, very approachable. It's a very, very approachable game. So yeah, get in there, guys. Try out FF14. Join my free company. Get in that server. I only seen 2 people join so far. That's bullshit. Get in here, guys. Come on. Come on. Come on. Get in. I know you guys got this in you. Get in there. I want to see more names. Here they come. They're joining. That's what I like to see. There we go. Now the names are coming in. That's what I like to see. Our numbers are growing very considerably, and the more that join, the more fun it's going to be. It's 72 gigs? No. It downloads it each expansion at a time. So when you actually install the game via the free trial, make sure you're doing it through the free trial launcher if you're doing the free trial, by the way. Ask around in the Discord server to get a link to the free trial launcher if you need it. What you want to do is, what it does is it just installs A Realm Reborn. That's all it does. And then once you beat A Realm Reborn, it's going to install Heaven's Word. And then so on and so on. So that size will inflate as you get closer to the end game, but it's only going to install it as you unlock that content. The data center is Crystal, and we're on Marlboro, but all of the data is on the Discord server. So yeah, definitely come join. We just got a big old batch of people who just joined. I love to see that. I really, really love to see that. But yeah, I'm going to be continuing to shill this free company really hard because I have been no-lifing FF14 off stream, And it's really nice getting to play games with you guys. Like, I will literally be sitting there, like, crafting in the middle of Limsa, and one of you guys will run by and wave at me, and I'll wave back at you, and we'll, like, have a little, like, dance-off or something, and then we'll go back to whatever we were doing. It's just nice. It's nice that you guys get to see me just in the game doing my business, and I get to, like, see you guys, and then every once in a while I can say, who wants to run this dungeon with me? Who wants to run this raid or trial with me? And then we get to all run it together. It's such a vibe. It's such a good vibe. But yeah, I believe there's a command for it now. Can we make the command !FC? Did you make that command, Pillow? It looked like that you made it. Could you actually make the command !FC? Because that would actually be the easier one. Oh, Njord just dropped a blue sky code. Speaking of which, I have a blue sky code to give away today. That reminds me. I have a blue sky code to give away to you guys today. Make sure I do not forget that, like, I don't know, in maybe an hour, 2 hours or something like that, remind me to do the blue sky code drop, because I wanna do a blue sky airdrop code giveaway in chat today. Yeah, you guys can always do your own code giveaways if you want to. Hey Xanderhall, did you tell chat that we have what we have planned this week? Let's not talk too much about that. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Sorry. Hold on. Actually, yes. Guess what we're going to be doing, I believe, this Friday? I'm going to be having Kraut on stream for a friendly discussion. The Kraut and tea. I think it's going to be really good. If you guys are unaware, I recently brought him up in a tier list type video I did to kind of, like, lay out for my viewers who in this space, like, despises me and, like, the debate brosphere and who isn't, like, deranged over that. And I talked about how I actually, despite Kraut having kind of shit-talked me before, the reason he did it was completely justified, considering it was over, at the time, my defense of Shuon Head, and that he did end up getting proven right in the end, so I would be totally down to build the bridge with him. And apparently he, like, heard about that through my fans or his fans or through some chain of communication, and yeah, we now have a conversation lined up for on Friday. So that'll be on stream, and I hope you guys are excited for that one, because it's going to be a totally friendly conversation. It's not going to be a debate or anything, but I think you guys will like it, because there's been so much negativity, there's been so much drama in this space lately. I think it's time we got a nice little bit of bridge building for once, you know, a little bit of positivity, something a little lighter. A little hopium content is a treat, yeah. Let me see if the emote or the command works now. Hell yeah, there it goes. Thank you, Apilla, you're great. So yeah, if you do !FC in website chat, you can get a link to the Discord server to join the Final Fantasy XIV free company. Please join the Discord. We really do appreciate it, all of you who get in there. I want to play games with you guys. I want you guys to get into this game. I think a lot of you will like it. Also, to give you an idea, let me see if I can find a video to kind of give you an idea. This game has player housing, and we're currently saving up money as an entire free company to be able to afford a big fucking house. But once you have a big fucking house, here's what you can do. FF14 Pride Party. These are quite common. These fucking like rave gay pride parties happen all the fucking time. Like every Friday or Wednesday night, I think it is, in Limsa Lominsa in town, you will see people announcing that there's a party that's going to happen at, like, insert address in the player housing area at a given time. And a lot of them are pride parties because FF14 is a very large LGBT, like, player base. And, like, to give you an idea of what the parties are like, these are all players. This is copyrighted music, Jesus. But yeah, like, people have their own, like, completely decked out fucking houses. There's insane, like, transmog and fashion that you can do with, like, weaving, like, tailoring and being a weaver. And, like, you can literally build every detail of your own house. Like, this looks like a modern, like, studio house. Like, you can build a fucking... Like, I've seen people build a McDonald's in the game. Like, when it comes to the house building, when you buy your plot, you can build practically anything, apparently. Catboy IHOP is not an uncommon sight, apparently. So, seriously, this game is so up you guys' alley, it's not even funny. Get in here. Like VR chat? VR chat with an award-winning story and, like, combat and, like, classes and everything. And also, this game doesn't have ults. You can play every class in the game on one character. Classes are gear-based in this game. It's based on what weapon you have equipped or what item you have equipped. So you have different binds or, like, macros you set to different areas, and you click them, and you switch to, like, your lance, and you become a dragoon or a lancer, depending on how far you are into the game. You switch to a sword, and you become, like, a gladiator, I think. You switch to a bow, and you become, like, a bard or archer? I don't even know. It's like that, where, like, what weapon you have equipped literally transforms your entire, like, stat, gear, and, like, move set. And you, like, level them all up independently. It's really cool. I'm gonna make the White House. Okay. Alrighty. Catboy IHOP is not a sentence I thought I would be hearing today. My character in the game is a catboy. Most of the people in Soul Strikers who are dudes play catboys. Ethan does, I do. A cat man, sorry. Not a cat boy, but a cat man. Alright, everybody. It's time to get into the real topics for today. Alright, everybody. I just want to say, if any of you watching right now enjoy the stream and enjoy my content and want to support it, consider dropping a thumbs up. Your likes really do go a long way. They basically force YouTube to push my content in the algorithm, and I really do appreciate each and every one of you who goes the extra mile to do that. You can, of course, always donate, subscribe, or gift a sub to me on my website, or support me financially through YouTube, Twitch, Streamlabs, Streamelements, or Patreon. But really, at the end of the day, it's up to you how you support me, and even just being here and watching helps a lot more than I think many of you guys even know. So I appreciate it. Thank you all so much for your support. Y'all know what to do when I say action, right? 3, 2, 1, action. Alright, everybody. There's been some big drama brewing in the streamer sphere for quite a while now in regards to the topic of content theft and React streaming. I've already made my thoughts on this very, very clear. I think that React content, even live format React content, as long as a decent amount of effort is put in to commentating and adding some transformative commentary to the video, or even a reaction that's genuinely entertaining enough to transform the reason for watching the video into something new from the original, I'm okay with those types of reaction videos. But Hassan and XQC and many other content creators that are in the Twitch space have a penchant for outright content theft. Just outright content theft. Some content creators who they do it to don't mind, and they'll use those content creators who don't mind as an excuse, but there are some who very much do mind. And on the other side of things, there are some content creators who are so over-the-top anti any form of live reaction content, regardless of how transformative, that they believe that there is no such thing as a transformative live reaction. That the only form of live reaction that can be fair use under their personal definition is one that is not a live reaction, but instead a review that's been pre-scripted after watching using clips of the thing in question at most, right? Which isn't a reaction. Like, the value of getting someone's reaction to something has been completely thrown away in that idea. They really just don't like the idea of there being content where the premise is that you are seeing someone's reaction to a thing. And I don't think that alone is bad. I think when someone's reaction to a thing is nothing, or even getting up and walking away and just leaving their chair there for 10 minutes while they just do nothing, I think that's the problem. But anyway, I think people like Hassan, and particularly XQC, who we've known has been, kind of melting down over getting called out over this for the last few days, we know that these guys are kind of giving us a bad name in the sort of, like, reaction debate bro space, because technically what I do are reaction videos. When I debunk some alt-right Nazi propaganda or whatever, I'm reacting to their video. It's just I'm pausing it every 5 seconds and going on a 10-minute rant about how what they said was wrong. Though, to be fair, I imagine many of these people would say, well, my criticism doesn't count for your content because your content is in, very clear criticism of the content you respond to. And it's like, well, not always. Sometimes I react to videos just straight up that I don't disagree with. That's what we're about to do now. It's just that I have very, very, very robust commentary to give on anything that I cover, and I end up multiplying the original video length of whatever I'm covering in any of my reactions. So people don't even see it as any form of content theft because so little of the watch time of my video ends up being the original thing I'm reacting to. Anyway, speaking of reactions, XQC's meltdown he has been going on over getting called out for this has continued. And he recently went on the H3 podcast, where he had a, as I mentioned, continued meltdown, and just did not represent himself well. I have purposefully deprived myself of spoilers on this debate. When did this happen? A day ago? August 7th, 2023. It must have been, like, later in the evening. Huh. Anyway, I genuinely have had to deprive myself of spoilers on this. I was in a call with my friend Ethan, not Ethan H3H3, different Ethan, my friend Ethan, and he brought this up and wanted to, like, talk about it. And I was like, no. I'm covering this on stream today. Do not spoil me. My chat cannot be deprived of a genuine first-time reaction to all of this. Xanderhall, get ready to suffer. Thank you, Cherry. I've got the video pulled up here, or I should say the live stream VOD pulled up here. I have no idea what to expect from this other than XQC just fumbling the bag hard. Apparently, he just literally has a meltdown, like an actual man-child. I will say, the one thing that I've been spoiled about in regards to this debate is that after the fact, apparently XQC sent Ethan Klein a picture of his wrist with a watch on it, with like a gold and silver watch on it, and said to Ethan Klein, I have your whole life on my wrist. Or I have your whole mortgage on my wrist, or something like that. I have your house on my wrist. Like a really just douchey thing to say, and that just demonstrates he only cares about money and success and clout, which is the case for a lot of these big Twitch streamers. Like XQC and a lot of like the clouded up, OG quote-unquote Twitch streamers are just massive pieces of shit behind the scenes, and it's been known for a while, but the drama that gets, sort of dredged up because of their actions have never been enough to really put them down for good. It's happening over time, obviously, but a lot of these, like, OG Twitch streamers are just as big of assholes as any YouTuber. Like, there's been so many YouTubers who have been outed as, like, pedophiles, like, sexual harassers, or just, like, outright assholes across the board. Just not good people. But you don't see that as much with Twitch, and that's because Twitch hasn't been around as long. It's about time for Twitch content creators to start having that same that same thing happen to them. Ethan has an $11 million mansion, by the way. Yeah, like, H3H3 is very successful. The people who shit on him and say that he is not successful are the type of people demonstrating that they judge their morals based on, like, who is the more successful content creator, and they're willing to bend their definition of success based on who they do or don't like.
And throw him up.
Oh, here he is.
Okay, let's turn this up.
Oh.
Me too, Ethan.
Hey, Felix, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're still my deep fry, bro. And also, I see myself on a delay. Look.
Okay, hold on one sec. We'll get it right before we.
Hold on, I forgot. XQC is French-Canadian and thus hardly understandable at normal speed. I'm gonna have to turn this down to like 1.1x speed because that was not English words. There's a bunny behind him.
Start.
Okay, 1 second.
Dan is going to fidget around a little bit. How are you?
I'm doing good. I didn't sleep yet, but I'm chilling out. What's up?
You said you didn't sleep yet?
No, because I didn't want to.
Okay. Sleep is optional for you.
Sleeps for the week.
Sometimes, yeah.
So how much do you sleep usually in a...
Vosh couldn't even understand him at 1.1 and had to put it to normal. Like, I'm tempted to do the same, but I'm not putting it at normal speed. It has to be at least like a percentage higher than normal speed.
in like a per night average?
I'll get like 6, 7, but it just takes me a while at least to go to sleep. And when I go to sleep, otherwise sometimes I'll skip a day or two.
So you can...
Who's seen the XQC trash pile? Xanderhall, I forgot to warn you. I'd recommend normal or 1.1. XQC is weirdly difficult to understand. No, he's just French-Canadian. I'm very well aware of XQC's issues. Listen, if you've watched enough XQC, you can interpret what he's saying here. And I feel like if what he says is literally unintelligible, Ethan will ask him to repeat it. Zan, he had maids clean his room on stream while he had a massive trash pile. That is wild, dude. At least Asmongold cleans up his own filth pile.
You can skip a day or two of sleep and then sleep for 6 or 7 and you're fine?
I don't sleep like an 8 after like a 2 or 3 day bender.
Mm-hmm.
What happens is that if I wake up after like 6 hours after that, I wake up like I'm sticky. Like my brain is like really slow and foggy, and my brain feels heavy.
Right. That's
Kinda
interesting. I think that's awesome that you can do that. I mean, sleep.
Yeah, same. To be honest.
Good for you, brother. All right, so is everything looking good back there, Dan, or you need a couple more minutes?
Very unhealthy though. But
I must say, the fact that Ethan Klein has been basically going on a W streak when it comes to debates is like, when do we get to consider Ethan Klein like a debate bro? When he's just raked in a W on pretty much every debate he's done. He started off with the, like, ambushing Steven Crowder with Sam Cedar. And then from there actually started doing debates, and, like, he's won every one he's done. I'd say he's an honorary debate bro.
Do we still sound deep fried, or is it all good?
you are chilling.
We're chilling.
Okay, so
cool.
is everything good on your end, Felix?
Yeah, I don't see you anymore, but yeah.
You don't see me anymore.
I don't see. I see. Oh, because you guys project when I'm talking back at me. So whenever, as soon as I talk, I'm back in. Is there a way to change that or not?
Oh,
Yeah, there is here. I got you.
Okay.
Oh, no, I can just pin you, I think. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, you can pin us.
No, it's
or-
because it's the switch here.
Dan
one
can
second.
fix it. 1 sec.
I think I can fix it.
This
Hold
has
on.
some tech issues.
Hold on.
But since you guys run this show, if there's anything on the screen you don't like a sponsor or something like that, I'll pick it off, whatever that is, because I'm just drinking like whatever tea
Oh,
or like water.
thank you
or whatever.
for saying that. No, you're good. Appreciate the thought, though.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming, you know. It's nice to talk about this stuff. I do think it's important, so it'll be good to have a chat about it.
That definitely is a pretty big point on the internet. Oh, it's doing it still, but whenever it happens, you're like in the corner.
Let's fix that. I want to make sure it's fixed before we get
Unless I
going to it.
remove myself.
Dan?
Oh, I should also add, by the way, that XQC's like big burst in popularity most recently has been because of gambling. There's a really big... So, all right. As somebody who even enjoys the gambling content from some creators, like, it is some of the most degenerate shit that I have ever seen. And it is very, very funny that all the people who have essentially left Twitch so that they can do gambling streams are all the same people that, like, beg and plead Twitch to ban all the titty streamers because they're like, why are there ladies with their titties out on Twitch? Wee, wee. And then they're gambling to like their audience of like 14-year-olds and like, hey, look, gambling's not this awful thing that you should avoid. It's actually, you know, like your favorite streamer gambles. Maybe you should, you know, maybe at some point you should get into gambling. It's not that bad, you know? Like, but at the same time, like you've got the streamers saying don't gamble, but does that really work when, like, yeah. Ludwig would make good gambling content, but he stopped because he felt it was immoral given his young audience. It really is immoral. There's a reason why there's been constant drama, like over there being gambling in these spaces and in these gaming industry areas for so long. And XQC is a gambling addict, and he basically left Twitch, and a lot of his current decision making is, you know, basically judged from his sponsorships that are gambling companies now. Like gambling websites now sponsor the fuck out of him. It's why he's gone from being like a pretty wealthy streamer with millions of dollars to having so much money that he now like has really expensive shit that he flexes like a douchebag now. He's gone from like well off to really rich. 50% of gambling addicts quit before they win big. True. Cam girls were live streaming before gamers ever did. That is true. That is actually true. If you look at it, porn has always been the first, like, porn has literally been like the milestone, not the milestone, the figurehead of online content creation. Like, people making their own videos and posting them to the internet for other people to watch. People were doing that for porn way before they were doing it for YouTube videos. Live streaming yourself, doing stuff for other people to watch. People were doing that to make porn way before they were doing it for games or YouTube videos. Putting a paid wall behind your content that people have to, like, subscribe to access in order to get to exclusive behind-the-scenes whatever content. Porn started that. Listen, we owe it all to that.
He's working on it. Sorry. Just give us 1 minute.
Don't worry about it. I mean, it's Zoom after all.
For some reason, the Zoom works better with tech when it works.
I'm going to skip to when the tech issues stop.
He's seeing to him. He's
gallery. I already have gallery. We're good. I think it's because you show me.
When I talk, it shows you. Conversation to have, and I think you're the right person to talk to about it.
All right.
Simply because I feel, and I think you would agree with this premise that you push the fair use value, or apparently you don't even care about fair use at all. And I don't want to put words on your mouth, so you can correct me where I'm wrong. But you seem to not care about it, or at least you push it as far as it can go. So you seem like the right person to talk about it with.
Okay, so I think there's 3 points to that. I don't want to get too debatey yet, but basically, I think I value a good life product, right? 1, 2.
No, XQC's streams are the definition of a guy that's just turning on his camera and like just not putting on much of a performance. He does sometimes do bits that are actually quite funny, but for the most part, he's just being himself on stream and doesn't have to like put on a performance mode type personality in order to be entertaining. Like you hear like leaked calls of him on Discord and he sounds and acts the exact same and everything. Like when I'm on stream, like when I'm in a call with my friends, I sound a little bit more something like this, you know. I'm just kind of, you know, I'm not like, you know, I'm just kind of tired. I'm not really like, but when I'm on stream, I'm talking like this, you know, I have to be somewhat exaggerated and my voice has to be, you know, energetic because you guys need to be entertained by what I say. But XQC literally just sits there staring at like a YouTube video with like a blank face. And sometimes he'll say, dude, that's crazy, dude.
I think I'm the right guy because I do a lot of it. I do good reacts, bad reacts, but overall I do a high density of reacts. I do a lot of it. But on top of that, against popular belief, I guess these days, I ask for permission a lot, and I try.
XQC's audience is also racist as fuck. I don't know if you guys saw this really popular Twitch trend, but XQC's chat, from what I can tell, at least the last time I checked in on it, it still very much keeps it alive. There was a time where if you would be watching a live stream by like any popular live streamer besides like Hassan or Destiny pretty much, and either A monkey or an ape appeared on screen, B, crime appeared on screen, particularly around theft, or C, a black person committed a crime on stream, or like on screen, the whole chat would spam the tryhard emote. Just the tryhard emote. That was it. And it was this very obvious, like, racist teenage Twitch shithead, like, racist meme dog whistle of sorts. And it became very well known. A lot of streamers ended up banning the thing from their chat. Then they started using the whatchamacallit, the other emote, they do it if like chicken was mentioned too. That was really common. You'd see anything mentioning like chicken or fried chicken, and you'd see that his whole chat starts, or any Twitch chat starts spamming the tryhard emote. It's very, to be fair, on the other side of things, some would use the K-Kona emote with like redneck white people, but isn't it like interesting how the chat will spam that emote for like redneck white people, but XQC and many other Twitch streamers chat would literally spam the tryhard emote at anything that could even somewhat be connected to a racist joke about black people. Yeah, like that is still XQC's chat to this day, from my understanding, yeah.
Try to make an ecosystem where things are good and not conflictual.
Right.
That's the main point. Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, that's all fair. That's all good. I want to make one, I guess I want to make one thing clear at the top, is that I want to focus on the YouTube uploads, because the Twitch streaming itself, I feel like, is too much of a gray zone, and there's industry standard. I would be more hesitant to call what happens on Twitch a violation of any kind. So I just want to focus on what you upload to your YouTube.
For those that are unaware, Twitch has made it sort of by intention extremely hard to keep any content after it's gone live up on the platform. They do not value or care to seek out value in long form, like in content that stays in the platform, like what YouTube does, right? They've decided that live streaming is their thing. They're not going to be a place that hosts VODs and videos like they tried to do back in the day. They are the streaming platform. Big problem with that is YouTube is also pursuing that goal of becoming the streaming platform, but they've already got the YouTube stuff down, like the video sharing stuff down. So if they get their live streaming shit as good as Twitch's or better, it's practically over for Twitch. The only thing that would keep Twitch going would be some level of comfort. But because Twitch doesn't really host VODs after after a month or two, they get deleted even, you can't keep them up forever. Because Twitch doesn't really care to host any video sharing stuff, it means that copyright infringement is much less of an issue Twitch has to worry about in comparison to YouTube. It's why on Twitch, you can literally just play copyrighted music. Like if I was streaming on Twitch right now and we were playing a game, I could just put on a playlist of copyrighted music in the background, and it would be fine. There would be no problem with me doing that on Twitch. That's how Twitch does it. Twitch hasn't started to heavily enforce if Twitch ever does reach that far to enforce copyright, then they'll be forced to do it to everybody. So it's sort of like this game of chicken, where everybody is taking advantage of how loose Twitch is with the copyright system, but eventually they're going to be forced to clamp down tighter. But as it stands, Twitch is, as a platform, sort of a haven for copyright breaking content. Rumble as well, but Twitch is the more broad popular platform. And so While it's less of an issue if a streamer is watching a YouTuber's video in its whole on Twitch on their live stream and that's where it stays, if that YouTuber then uploads it on their channel or someone else, like a fan channel that re-uploads like stream clips, uploads that on their channel, then that can heavily harm the original video if it's not properly shouted out and viewers are not properly incentivized to go seek out the original content that was reacted to. Are we anti-copyright infringement? So I'm not entirely in favor of the copyright system as it stands. I think it's heavily prone to abuse. But I think the concept of being able to have some level of like ownership over the art you produce to the extent that you can monetize it and create a career off of being an artist, I think is important. I don't think that like I don't think, for example, that like some big executive corporation should have been able to see like I don't know, Vivzy Pop's like early renditions of A Hell of a Boss and Has Been Hotel on YouTube and just decide they're gonna make that without her and then monetize it, and like, you know, too bad for her. Like, copyright law exists for a good reason, but there are certainly, in this modern day and age of the internet, I think there are areas in which it needs to be more strict and areas in which it needs to be more accommodating to certain things that I think we've kind of figured out as a society in regards to like what is and isn't valid commentary or additions to art, right? Like, yeah, anyway.
YouTube channel, is that okay?
Okay, so that's gonna be a yes and a no, because I truly believe that Twitch is somewhat of a competitor on VODs. If Twitch didn't have VODs, then that'd be wrong. That'd be right, but Twitch has VODs, and all the VODs stay up. When people react, they leave the VODs up. It's quite the same thing as being able to watch or listen to music.
But they delete them after 2 months.
Okay.
Also, anything that Twitch's systems detect as copyrighted content gets muted, and they mute the entirety of that segment of the stream in the VOD, and they delete those VODs 2 months later. So, yeah, Twitch also does not have the level of video discoverability, or sorry, like discoverability on VODs after they happen as YouTube. Like, after I end this stream, I'll probably have like 3,000 views on the stream VOD when I click stop, because 3,000 individual people, roughly, will probably come in and out as I go. After the fact, though, I'll wake up tomorrow to see that has like 5,000 to 6,000 views, because even on YouTube, even on my small channel in the grand scheme of things, people actually go and watch stream VODs on YouTube. That is not a thing that happens on Twitch, which is why this discussion is not as focused on what happens on VODs, more focused on what gets clipped and uploaded onto YouTube.
True, but just for the sake of this conversation, I just want to focus on, because like from a legal perspective, and I know you don't really care about the legality of it, and that's fine, but I just want to focus on like the YouTube videos as they stand as like a product. I understand that the VODs are on Twitch, and that would you know, create an inherent problem as well. But just for the sake of the conversation, to keep things clean and keep us from getting too messy, that's my focus, if that's okay with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Okay. Just for the sake of having a good argument, I'll do that. Except for when the topic matters.
Sure.
Right. It really matters. If it doesn't, overall fine. But there are certain points that like it plays a big role into it. If it's too big, I think I want to ignore it. But
you know what? That's 100% fine. I guess I'm just saying that for myself, so that when I'm talking, you understand that I'm talking about your YouTube channel and not making general statements about what's happening on Twitch. Okay?
That's fair. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I guess my first question for you to start is that, do you think your work is transformative? Of course, that's one of the main tenets of fair use.
I don't think most of XQC's reactions could ever be described as transformative.
Do you think your work is transformative?
Yes.
You do?
Yep.
Wait.
Here, I mean, okay, because I was watching you yesterday, and here you said it's absolutely not transformative. Here it is.
You don't have to care. That's totally fine. But do you agree that you've created non-transformative reactions?
100%. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. We've agreed.
So here you say you've 100% made non-transformative reactions. Did you change your mind?
No, absolutely not. I didn't change my mind. The whole point is that nevers are really bad, because I think we all have stuff that is not transformative. If you do a full-on yes or no, I just kind of like play with the question, and that was kind of like
So,
the
but your
fly.
work is not fully transformative. Some of it is not, by your own admission.
Yeah, some of it is less reactive. Yeah, 100%.
Okay. So,
I found XQC through his reaction videos. He does not do transformative reactions. The reason why people like to watch XQC's reactions to things is because he sounds silly, and sometimes he'll have like a bewildered reaction at things because he's not a very bright guy. So like people like his most popular videos to react to are like the science ones where it's like XQC reacts to the true scale of the universe, right? And it's just him sort of freaking out at each new increasing upward increase in scale in the video of the universe. So it's like he's cartoonishly stupid and people find it entertaining. And so people like watching him react to stuff because it just kind of like it's like watching a cartoon character in real life learn basic shit that everybody kind of learned in middle school.
so in that regard, do you care at all about like IP or copyright? Or like the fact that it's illegal, does that matter? That it might be illegal, does that matter to you?
No.
It doesn't matter.
Well, if flat out doesn't, because
Well, that's fair. That's totally fair. And so because it doesn't matter to you, I don't think there's any point to really even discuss.
Well, I can
I can
elaborate a little bit.
Go ahead, please.
And open the door a tiny bit, just to give you a general angle. I truly believe that usually the people that enforce it are the ones that have a problem with it, right? The problem with the nature of the content itself. Because in terms of the
Okay, that's not a good argument against this. Oh my god. He's arguing right now that fair use is not good. Fair use law is not good because people only enforce their copyright on things if they disagree with its usage, but don't do anything if they're fine with its usage. That's the point of it. If you have permission, then it's okay. But if you don't have permission and somebody who owns the copyright to something doesn't want you to use their copyright, then they can go after you. The question is whether or not they are illegally taking advantage of copyright systems on these platforms to go after you. If they are going after like a actually fair use transformative video you've made in response to another video and they copyright strike it, then in that case you would have an actual argument. But it's not about whether or not fair use is good or bad. It's about whether or not what you made was actually fair use.
reality, right? Technically, if I'm playing some Telltale game, well, I mean, they could take me down anytime they want, right? Because that's their game and I'm yoinking their stuff, right? So legality-wise, they could clap me for everything I've got, but for just playing their game.
Sure, yeah. But obviously, well, so fair use is decided on a case-by-case basis by a judge or jury. So it's hard to do big sweeping generalizations about what is and what isn't. But ultimately, if I understand your position, you don't really care about the legality of it. You're more like concerned with the philosophical thoughts of reacting to content.
The limitations of that is that I care enough about it to where it affects me, right? So I have to care because it's the legality of it, right? Like if somebody wants to strike down, wants to send out a claim, whatever, well, I have to act on that, right? So whether I care or not, that will happen.
Right. No, the XQC really is this dumb.
And it happens all the time, except I like to create an environment where I engage with people. And
the internet and online content creation have made a more readable environment than ever for just the worst, most ridiculous failures of human beings to gain an astronomical levels of success. Really gives me hope that I can make it.
Content that are not going to do that because they believe in the mutually beneficial nature of the interaction, such as video games. Even though the video games could strike me and that they want for just playing their game on my stream.
Right. Right. And so, okay. So I think
no video game company would realistically do this. Telltale was faced with the possibility of doing this for a while, but decided against it. They felt that there was a chance that a lot of the YouTube Let's Plays of their games were essentially making it so a large market of people would never play them. But over time, they saw that it actually was causing an increase in their game sales over the long term, and they decided not to pursue copyright against YouTubers who stream their games, which is why there are still, you know, plenty of Let's Plays of Telltale games up to this day. Yeah. He got that argument from Destiny? Really? Oh, yeah, I forgot, apparently XQC went on a stream with Destiny and Mauler to prep for this, but then got blown the fuck out because even Destiny's arguments in this respect are pretty bad. Destiny is also even his own I won't even get shit from DGGers for this because DGGers agree with this criticism of him. Destiny also does the like just sitting and reacting to a video by just sitting there while playing like StarCraft or League, and then sometimes blowing out of his nose or going heh, you know. Like, he'll almost, like, begrudgingly put a video his chat wants on in, like, picture-in-picture mode in the foreground while he plays League or whatever. Now it would be, like, StarCraft or Factorio, I think he's playing. I don't know what he's playing right now, but he likes those autism games. And his own subreddit gives him shit for that, I think. So, yeah, I imagine that he would probably be on the, like, streamer... So even Mauler and Density are smaller than X-cubed brain cell. Oh no, Destiny and Mauler are definitely smarter than XQC. Yeah, no, without a single shadow of a doubt. But they both have apparently bad takes on this. I would think that Mauler would be against the content theft because he's like friends with JXC, who was like big on the criticism of the content theft. I don't even know.
My point is that
I would have assumed that Mauler would be against XQC. Maybe I've got it mixed up, but yeah.
We can kind of skip this whole conversation and move on to the because I think we both agree if we did a fair use analysis, and you admit that when you says it's not transformative, that a lot of the stuff you do would fail the fair use test. So we're on the same page. Yeah.
And also a lot of your stuff too. So we're in the same boat pretty much.
Probably not as much. No.
So I did a little stats. Maybe you don't want to hear it or because you want to kind of la la la. But by density of content, with how much you upload as a person, as a channel, I upload this much, right? Overall, because I have a lot of runtime, you upload about this much. If you were to break down the percentage of non-transformative content, your ratio is
okay. I'm probably mistaken then. Mauler probably wasn't on the side of XQC.
Almost higher as mine.
I have no idea what you're trying to say right now. You're going to have to unpack that more. I don't understand this much, that much. You got to have to explain that a little more.
So the content you upload on your YouTube and on your channels, right? The things that are on YouTube because you don't want to do Twitch.
Talk about my podcast?
Doesn't matter. Your content, the stuff that you upload, right? The stuff that you control and upload.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Sure.
So overall, if you add all the content you put out there, right? I have about that much because it's a lot of runtime. It's a lot.
I have no fucking idea what you're talking about. Do you have proof of that? Like you're just saying that much, this much. That seems a little silly.
I have one of the highest runtime across the internet in terms of like putting out content.
Oh, but fair use doesn't have to do with how long your stream is. It has to do with your commentary on the video. If your stream is 12 hours long and you're reacting to an 8-minute video, it doesn't matter. It matters what you said about the 8-minute video. It doesn't matter how long you stream for. So I don't understand your point.
So if you let me elaborate on my point instead of breaking the semantics, right? Because
I genuinely cannot understand what kind of a point XQC is trying to get at here.
You could
semantics. That's how fair use works.
Okay. We're not even talking about the nature of the content yet. Fuck the content. It could be a blank.
Hold on, just to be clear, you said you don't do fair use, but I don't also. So we're talking about fair use, just to be clear, right?
Okay. Let's reel back a little bit and stop being stupid for a minute and just kind of like listen. Okay.
I'm listening.
You said that I upload non-transformative content. Yes, you said that.
You said that too, but yes.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Yeah. And I said that you do too, right? And I'm not saying so you would say, oh, but dude, it's like a U2 double fault fallacy, right? But in the instance where you try to take the high road and say, well, I don't do this, guys. Well, you do. And my next point is that in amount of content that you upload, you're non-reactive. There's actually quite a lot.
I don't know what that means. You have to stop saying that. It doesn't mean anything. You're just saying stuff.
Well, I'm saying that
you're just doing this. You do a lot of this and this. There's no.
I think what XQC is trying to say, if I can translate this French Canadian for you guys, what I think he's trying to say is that if you look at the broader scope of his content, most reactions he does are not infringing on fair use. A, this is not true. B, like it doesn't matter. People's like are having a conversation about his infringement of fair use when he does it. Not like this isn't one of those situations where it's like, you know, I stream for hundreds of hours a month. I might slip up and misword something that people can clip and make me look bad every once in a while. Like, that's understandable. Just straight up not reacting to a video you react to and then uploading that and just like having it be you sitting there away from your chair while you watch quote unquote the video. Like I don't, that's a problem that weighs down everything else. The 95% other, like the other 95% of your content does not immediately fix that 5% that is, you know, clearly not fair use reactions.
Stats, there's no data. I don't even know what you're referring to.
Let's
I mean,
actually
if you want to talk about stats and data, there's one specific video that I just analyzed, just picked one out of the lot. A rapper who got a $20 Anne Frank tattoo. This is a let me just read off some stats, and you can tell me if mine matches up or is worse. So this is a video uploaded to your channel 10 days ago. A rapper who got a 10-minute Anne Frank, a $20 Anne Frank
a
face
Sunny
tattoo.
V2
Okay?
reaction.
So the original video's runtime is 9 minutes and 13 seconds. Oh, sorry, no. The original video is 8 minutes 33 seconds. Okay, the video here that you uploaded is 9 minutes 13 seconds. That means you added 40 seconds to an 8.5 minute video, adding 7.8% runtime. Actually, I even did you a favor. I condensed all of your commentary on the.
To be fair, it's a Sunny V2 video, but also this is a really good example of like literally like a very recent reaction video from XQC where he added 7 seconds. His reaction was 7 seconds longer than the original video he reacted to. Could you actually imagine me doing something like that?
This specific video into just a short video because it's only 40 seconds. So I'll show this. Well, this is important because what you say, the commentary does matter. Because
before you finish, let me go. So you're about to prove me right. I said I do non-transformative dog shit, and you're about to show me non-transformative dog shit.
Okay, fair. So I don't have to show it to you.
I mean, go clap me because I mean I just said I did that.
Okay.
That's like saying I'm white and I'm on camera.
But you said that yours is more transformative than mine, so I don't understand the consistency. The point you're trying to make.
Now that you've brought that up, I mean, sure. Let's like
Well, hold on. Before you do that, let's just. Well, I do think it's interesting because the commentary does matter.
Okay, do that.
What?
Where?
Arnold began to notice that
music.
Arnold didn't have the best
He
knows as one of the.
What the fuck am I watching? I mean, if that
tattoo was finished.
Wait, that
response.
That is pretty good actually. What the fuck? That guy's really good at that.
The argument of every
Bro, that crowd though. Oh, is that Tana? What the fuck? Adam 22. What the fuck? But what would always be the dumbest submitted comments? I guess. I thought they had like one song. Fair enough. Hey, that's legit. Shit. Well, anyway, it's like Kappa. He talks normally and shit. Wait,
feel good about themselves.
Chat said nuclear.
So that's the entirety of the commentary you added to his 8, and I think it's even fair. And I know you don't defend yourself on this, so.
Dude, that is pretty much a perfect summary of every XQC reaction video I've ever seen. That was not a misrepresentation of how most of them are either. That is his commentary. That is literally his. I like how they included a cough in there too, because that is pretty much on par with anything else he'll say. When he said, "What the fuck?" I felt that. Yeah, I felt that too. Thank you, Ivory Inferno.
I guess it's kind of a moot point, but the quality of the commentary, like you have to be commenting, analyzing, being critical of the content you're watching for it to be fair use. But that doesn't matter, right? Because you don't even believe it is.
Ethan, I think you're right. I think you got me. So I think instead, I think we should get an example, one of your examples. Then
sure, I'd love to.
Let's get one of your examples that show me the guidelines. What I should do to react. How do I post that in chat? Can I post this right here? Click on that.
This is not a good attempt to go at here, like a good angle to go at H3H3 for here, when he has had one of like the most publicized false whatchamacallit, fair use copyright lawsuits levied against him in all of YouTube history. Like back when he was a YouTube brand name, like just a household name, he got sued because he did a video making fun of another YouTuber, and they sued for copyright. And it was a massive, massive lawsuit. A lot of money was raised and donated in order to afford the legal funds for this. And in the end, the final conclusion was precedent setting in regards to fair use. So, like, we're literally talking about someone who's defended fair use in court, and fair use is the right for, at least in this scenario, for YouTubers and streamers to be able to react to stuff and criticize stuff and cover stuff as long as their reaction is transformative enough and not get sued. Well, they can get sued, but they'll win.
So instead of having my example of it, I think we should use yours instead, so I could learn how to be a better creator. How about you click on that?
Good idea. I'd love to check it out. Oh, I have to open it. Okay, I'll open it.
Yeah, it's in the chat.
1 second here. So yeah, you uploaded to your XQC Clips channel. You uploaded 5.
You'll see.
Dude, you uploaded 5. Well, I just want to explain it. You uploaded 5 clips. Or wait, shit. You upload on this channel so fucking much.
Just play it. So when it was my turn, you played my clip. When it's your turn, you don't play the clip and you just comment before seeing it.
No, I'm setting it up for you. I'm gonna play it. I'm opening it. Here, sorry. So here it is. Here's one of them from your channel. 1.2 million views and 6. Now, is it okay if we watch this one? Ethan shows XQC how transformative reactions are done. Number 4. This is the one you uploaded.
Yeah. Number 4 works. Oh, number 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all good. So here it is. So you can.
Hours. Okay, King.
Jesus.
Finally over. Logan Paul apologized.
Do you notice a problem already, Felix? There's a cut here.
Okay, King.
Jesus.
Why is there a cut there?
Huh?
Yeah, there's a cut here.
So whenever you play my video, did I say, wait, Ethan? I think I've seen something on the screen right there. Is that a dead pixel? Is that just play the fucking video, bro? Jesus Christ.
Okay, but it undermines your argument if you're showing an edited clip. If you're cutting out my commentary and then trying to say you do fair use, this seems a little silly. But I'll play it.
H3, so what Ethan Klein's doing right now is calling out the fact that XQC uploaded a video of H3H3 reacting to something, but then XQC edited out H3H3's commentary to make it look like he was just having XQC tier reactions. Ethan Klein has now called him out on this, and XQC's response is to get mad and say, what do you mean? What if there was just a pixel on the screen? I mean, just play the fucking video. He's mad that he got called out. Ethan is cooking him. I wonder when this devolves into blood sports. Yeah, me too. I'm excited.
Just play the video.
Jesus.
Finally over. Logan Paul apologized.
CoffeeZilla, your slang is. He is a lopsided journalist with an agenda, more like an internet criminal.
Oops, wrong video. That was the first response. He
There's
actually
10
apologized.
seconds of him sitting there like a moron. Look at this idiot.
Yeah, I mean, it's not high effort.
No. This is like
not
that.
high effort.
I mean, hold on. Here,
Hold on.
let me get a
not
taste
it
of
either.
this. He didn't talk about it. He's literally just sitting there quietly for the first 30 seconds. You should sue him. Fuck you, XQC, you thief bitch.
Turns out it's actually on his secondary channel.
So she chooses
I'll play the whole thing. Just let me know when to stop. If you want me to.
It's entitled "Thank You,
statement.
CoffeeZilla." It's the third
They
response.
could sue you, and they would be right to sue you. I think they would be in the right.
I think so.
Thank you.
Paul, and it's a pretty big change in Logan's attitude
such
so
a jumble
far.
of reactions.
So let's see what he has to say to us.
This is chaos.
is not a criminal.
Oh, that's
wonder what
really,
Ethan
I
has to
thought
say, to be
Logan was
honest.
going to hire me.
What? Do you want to keep watching?
I'm just wondering, because the guy says, I wonder what you have to say. I wonder what you have to say about this, because I'm watching you, and you haven't said shit yet, so I mean...
Well, well, you told me to let the clip play. Do you want me to let the clip play, or do you want me to interrupt it? You got to choose a lane.
I was trying to be creative with it and kind of do commentary at the same time, and I was asking the old Ethan, the guy that's more...
So what XQC did as a response to this very valid criticism of his content theft was to make a meme edit video where he takes clips where H3H3 isn't talking while reacting to something, while editing in the background H3H3 talking about XQC's reactions where he's not reacting, to make it look like H3H3's actually done that, but it was actually a completely edited together, manufactured, non-real thing, and now he's getting called out for it and he's mad. XQC's so hateable, though. Something about the combination of smugness and stupidity. I see now why XQC doesn't edit his videos, because that was dog shit. To be fair, he probably didn't edit that. Most of these, like, clouded up streamers have not touched editing software in their entire lives. If, you know, or at most, like, it's been years.
Totally about everybody high-roading to react to it, but he's not saying shit, so there's like a problem with it.
Do you want me to keep playing it, or have you seen it?
Keep going.
Okay, cool.
But in all seriousness, this video
That's a good one right there, boy.
does have some major admissions in it I want to go through. For one, Logan apologizes to me.
I called him. I apologized.
My criticism of him right now is that he uploaded this to YouTube. Because I understand the nature of. I mean,
live
listen,
streaming.
it goes on. But I'm going to tell you, I find it really interesting that you think this is compelling. This is actually, first of all, there's so many cuts in it. It's not persuasive at all. But one thing I do want to ask you about is why you cut out the beginning of the segment when I talked about it. Here's when I set up the video. Here it is. And again, the framing, what you say in the before and after is really important. So here's how that clip starts, Felix, which you cut out for some reason. Yeah, so Logan made a video after he got absolutely bodied for his response, where he's like, I'm going to sue you. This is bullshit. You're Why did you cut this? defaming me. Oh, you played up video.
So is that a pre-act? Is that like
Oh, yeah, it's part of the same clip. You just went in and took out like 30-second slices from it.
So basically what you're saying is that if, you're going to the bar, right? And this part is like where you get in and where you get like a beer or something like that, right? And the rest of it, you just fucking say, basically it's like the intro. So if you put an intro, you're good. Say, guys, I have a video today, guys.
So you don't understand
how... He's so upset. So XQC's now trying to pretend like he only did that for the opening clip of him talking, when it's very obvious there were constant cuts. I've seen the video in question, by the way. I remember H3H3 pausing it often to talk. He has other people in the room with him, by the way. So when H3H3 pauses to talk, he's pausing to talk to people as well about the thing in question, which makes the commentary go on way longer than even mine does, where it's just me talking to you guys and doing like a complete monologue. When you have another person in the call or multiple people to talk to, the bits where you pause and do commentary go on way longer. So it was literally just XQC lying and misrepresenting is now getting called out for it, and he is very mad.
How fair use works, and that's fine. But
how long until XQC falls back onto, I just made the video as a joke, it wasn't actually supposed to be a real argument? I'm ready for that.
I don't know why you want to debate fair use when you don't care about it.
He's going to walk it back.
Yes, what you say in the beginning
it.
matters, bro. You're analyzing. I'm contextualizing. I'm criticizing. I'm analyzing it. That's what fair use is. I'm transforming it. I'm not just sitting there and the audience isn't just watching the video while, you know, I mean, you do get up and go to the bathroom a lot. So I know that you want to, but that's fine because you don't care about it. But for you to think that this is
so
proof,
you use me as an example for your identity. Is what you're saying?
Felix, I don't. Do you think this clip is compelling? Do you see what I'm saying, that this example is really dishonest?
Okay, so in that clip, my editor edited your own words saying it.
Oh, can I ask you something? Your editor did this? Have you watched it?
Well, yeah, I watched it like you just did.
Oh, you did? Oh, you just watched it for the first time?
So the cuts are...
Have you watched the unedited version on my podcast?
Yeah, it's
okay. So then why was this removed?
If you don't let me talk, I mean, we're not gonna have a conversation.
Well, I just want to get to the point. You know what I mean? Because I don't want you to deflect. I want to know why you cut this part.
Then when you ask a question, you have to wait for me to answer. Otherwise, it's not gonna work.
You said, okay, go ahead, please.
Because you asked a question, you did 3 times. That's okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, so there's 4 of them out of many of them, by the way. We only uploaded 4 because we didn't want you to go crazy with the DMCA stuff. Basically, it's pretty much a lot of it is spliced and it's back to back. So yeah, there is a cut, but it's like you're pausing a video, but it's the same thing. You go in stretch of the 2.5, 3 minutes.
You haven't proven that. But here's what I will say.
Well, go get another one. Go get the one.
Going a stretch of 2 minutes isn't a problem, or going a stretch of 2 to 3 minutes without talking isn't a problem if the video is like 40 minutes to an hour long or 30 minutes to an hour long. I think that's pretty reasonable to take in all of the information being presented before you pause and speak. Like, for example, the last like minute and a half of conversation here has had nothing to pause and commentate on until this point, where he made another stupid argument for me to respond to.
From Meat Canyon. That one is you. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
You combo mustache twiddling, hair, and neck skin, and you do like this.
Yeah.
And you get all sorts of things, and that's major react, bro. I have to give it to you.
Right.
That's
no, you're right. You're right.
That's insane.
You understand this concept because you talk about it all the time. Meat Canyon is my friend who gave me permission to react.
Oh.
Oh no. Oh no, dude. Oh. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Mm. Watch him try to respond to this with like the dumbest argument you've ever heard.
Oh, so it's about permission then. So now we're going to go post.
Well,
so
hold on. It is. Hold on. Before we.
That's what fair. Yes, that is what you get permission from the copyright owner, or you do fair use. You don't have to make your content fair use if you have permission from the copyright owner. It's a very simple concept.
Move on. I just want to make it clear that when you're accusing me of not adding enough commentary, that you did upload a clip that's deceptively edited, and I mean, frankly, dishonest. Why did you cut this beginning part?
Okay, so Ethan.
Why did you cut this?
Unfortunately, the problem that I have right now is that you're saying that now, and you're saying all this whatever, right? But it's quite literally you in the video that's edited that says you're sitting
there's
there.
Cuts in it. It's not the video. How is if there's cuts in it? How is that a representation of my analysis?
All right, then examine Exhibit B, the Meath Canyon one. Then.
I already told you I had permission.
Okay.
So why do I need to look at that?
So now it's about permission.
That is one aspect, yeah.
In the video, you're trashing me. You say he's sitting there for 40 seconds without talking.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of your major concerns or criticism. It's why it's highlighted so much in the video. That's a big hit you can do at me. And I'm going to show examples of you multiple times where you go not only 40 seconds, you go 2 minutes without talking. So then, I don't have to argue against you. You have to argue against yourself because these are your own words.
Well,
you have to watch your own video.
So here's what I'll say about that. You're right, because the 40-second thing is not a good analysis. That wasn't a good thing I said, because when you're considering fair use, you consider it in the totality of it.
Take it back.
No, you still are a content thief, in my opinion.
Take it back.
He's trying to say, take it back. Take back the 40-second, me going 40 seconds without commenting then, if that's not a problem. Take it back. Because he's like so desperate to be able to say he got any type of win out of the video. Like, he's trying to, like, negotiate down to, like, okay, so, well, technically you were wrong in that 40 seconds without commentary isn't that bad if the video's long enough. He's like an actual toddler, dude. Like, unironic man-child.
No, why would I take it back?
Because if you're going to reel it back and say,
I just said that wasn't a good analytical point. I still think you're a content thief.
Okay, but so take back what you said then.
Why? I believe it. I know I am. I apologize for the 40-second thing. I don't think it was a good analysis.
Okay. You want to go with the other comments that you made or not?
Huh?
You want to go with the other comments that you made or not?
Which comment?
We could go through all of them. Because you're wrong. You're wrong across the board. So, every behavior you call me out on, you have done it in those videos.
Okay.
XQC's own subreddit is clowning on him for this debate. I'm loving it. That's really nice to know, because this subreddit was dick riding him for the last couple weeks during all this drama. I'm really glad to hear about that.
If you say so. But why do you want to... Okay, hold on. Let me ask you a question. Why does that matter? Why does that matter?
Okay, because earlier you said, do you care about this all the time? Not all the time? And I gave you an answer. You were like, got him. He said not all the time. When you seem to be the guy who doesn't do any stealing or thieving, and I have 4 examples right there, and you
did not show an example.
Well, then get another one then.
Well, that's not my job. You're the one that's trying to prove it. Why the fuck should I go pursue and try to prove I don't do fair use? That seems stupid.
Wait, that seems like that's exactly what you guys have been doing on Twitter and whatnot, right? So
Wait, does he actually not understand the concept of if you are making an argument, you have to provide evidence for your argument, not the person you're arguing against? He's actually, like, mad that Ethan Klein won't find examples of him not following TOS, of himself not following TOS. That is not how the burden of proof works. That is so far from being how the burden of proof works on so many levels.
Whole concern.
Yeah, I'm showing stuff about you and not telling you to go find a video of yourself not doing fair use. That's moronic.
So you said thief, right?
Yeah.
Show me one.
I just did with the Anne Frank one. You did 44 seconds of commentary on an 8-minute, 30-second video where you offered no critical analysis.
And do you know if I have permission?
Did you have permission for that?
Yeah, maybe I didn't.
So why don't you tell? Wait, why won't you tell me? Did you or didn't you?
I'm just saying. Are we moving?
He did not have permission. He's saying maybe I did, maybe I didn't. What? How is that a gotcha? Like, how does he think that makes him look good? How dumb is this guy? I know he's dumb, but like, I thought he was capable of sentience.
Are we moving the goalpost there now?
It's not a goalpost. It's just another facet of the conversation. It's not a goalpost.
It quite literally is when you make it a goalpost.
Okay, I do want to talk about the permission thing, okay?
There you
but
go.
I just want
What is he talking about?
In my career, in my 10 years of career,
it's actually unintelligible. He's actually just like repeating words he's heard before like a parrot. But I don't think he actually understands the words he's saying. I don't think he knows what a goalpost is in the context of having an argument. For those unaware, the goalpost is like, what is the winning position, right? So for example, let's say I say the sky is blue, and a friend says, no, it's red. And so we start having an argument, and I say, well, look, we can talk about why it's blue. Well, look at this. So this light phenomenon with the sky, blah, 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 causes this, right? And they say, okay, yeah, that happens. But if you look at it a certain way, with certain glasses on, it kind of looks red. That would be moving the goalpost, because they've now moved from arguing that their position, which they believe is correct, is the sky is red, to, well, if you kind of look at it a certain way, sometimes, you know, not really, but the sky kind of looks red. Like, that's moving the goalpost. The goalpost in the context, this is the winning position. I don't know what he's trying to say.
I'm sure that there's been times where I've done a less good job of reacting fairly to content. I'm sure of it, right? And
So
that's
you are Ethan. So you are Ethan, you're not anymore.
And that's something I acknowledge, and something that I'm always working on and analyzing and thinking how I can do it better. It's something I really care about. And the reason why this conversation is interesting is because it's something that you don't care about. And I'd like to know, and I'd like to understand that. But are you saying, have I ever done a bad reaction in my whole career? Yeah, yes, probably,
Okay.
almost certainly.
So then, would you agree that old Ethan, or not too old Ethan, is a thief, sack of dog shit motherfucker?
Having one or two videos you've ever done in which you don't do the best at contributing a fair use compliant reaction to a video is not anywhere near the level of XQC's practically building his empire on content theft. XQC is who he is now because of XQC reacts to shit. Those YouTube clips are what got him as big as he is now. Before that, he was just the, like, variety streamer, like, Overwatch guy. Like, he would play games and do Overwatch, and that's what really made him blow up to be as big as he is now. The old Ethan is a thief, got to go back in time and stop him. Well, no, like, the old Ethan Klein, like, his old reaction content, like, set the bar for, like, the highest production value, most well put together reaction content that ever was. Because it hardly was reaction content. It was more so, like, I don't know if you guys remember what, like, old H3H3 content was like, but, hold on. I remember this was, like, the Avengers Endgame of 2016. God, January 22nd, 2016. This was an event that truly made many people lose their fucking mind.
Hey, cutie. How you doing? You look pretty good. What's your name? I'm Ethan.
I'm Frank.
Nice to see you. You look great. You look great. I wouldn't mind taking you out and show you a good night on the town. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Really good night. I'm gonna fucking tear that ass up.
Sorry, I have a boyfriend already.
Oh yeah, you've got a boyfriend?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm the Pope, bitch. You broke as hell. One night.
No, thank you.
Man, all right, I see how it is. I guess you're just not interested in any of my raviolis then, huh?
Wait a minute. I didn't know about the ravioli.
Oh, you like that? Chef Boyardee, huh? You like that?
Yeah, I like chef.
Beef, ravioli, tomato, and meat sauce? You like that? Huh? That gets you salivating, doesn't it? None for you, you ravioli-digging whore.
That was how most of those videos would start back in the day. Yeah. Zan never matured. Okay, that's objectively funny, but I do need you guys to understand that was literally the peak of all YouTube content that ever was back then. Like, I need you to understand that was the peak of YouTube at the time. Like, if there was a center of YouTube culture, it was like H3H3, Filthy Frank, Max Mofo, iDubbbz, like that sphere back in 2015, 2016. Like, that was effectively the generator of internet culture at the time.
Sure, yeah. In those, if that's what happened in that time, sure. I was a dog shit sack loot, whatever the fuck you said.
Have you made any efforts to repair damage or the things that you've stolen from the people that you thieved from?
Well, again, I don't have specific examples. There's nobody that's approached me, so it's you know.
Have you taken accountability the same way you want me to take accountability publicly for that?
I just did, didn't I?
Not really.
Why not? I just said, yeah, I've probably done that. What do you want me to do?
You're gonna rob a bunch of people and say, guys, I might have robbed somebody. Lol. Moving on. I mean, it seems like kind of a cop-out, to be honest.
Well, it's not like going in a store and sticking somebody up. Fair use is interpreted by judge or jury.
So is it thief or is it not thief? Because the way I see it,
the way you do it, I think is theft.
When you steal something from somebody, right? There's gonna be a process of like finding who's guilty, how much, and there's a whole process behind it, like the legal system is. Just like, I mean, don't you care about the legal system? You seem to care about DMC a lot, right? So being a thief.
Sir, the court of public opinion is not the same as the court of law.
Surely you're going to care about that a lot. So did you damage them? Did you talk to them? Did you make an apology?
I don't know who the victims are or if there are any. All right, let's move on. We're talking in circles a little bit. We want to talk about the permission thing?
Sure. I mean, so what you're doing is running away pretty much. We're not running in circles.
No.
We're not running in a direction and you're going straight forward. That's what's going on right now.
That's clearly not the case, but I will just let it be for the sake of continuing the argument.
XQC's coping, trying to say that he copped a dub there. Good on Ethan for moving it on to the next point, because XQC was basically just floundering there, and it's time to get him on another topic, or on another point.
Gotcha. Keep going.
But yeah, you do it every single day. I mean, I've done it maybe a few times in my career. I've done, you know, and again, I don't know who the victims are, and if they come, or nobody's ever come to me. Has anyone ever complained that you stole their videos?
Anybody that has
anybody ever?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, 100%.
Okay, because nobody's ever complained to me about that.
Oh, so now you care about robbing somebody, right?
You know that there's going to be the dumbest argument you've ever heard, the dumbest contention you could possibly imagine is about to come out of XQC's mouth when he starts it with, oh my god, he's really not good at... It's not even a lack of skill at debating or arguing. It's a lack of skill at being a cognizant, functioning life form on this planet. You know, there are octopi out there off the coast of Mexico building small towns. Like, they're building little houses out of rock with, like, fences and walls and like, fortifications and barriers. Like, little communities with actual, like, structures they're putting together themselves. I think those octopi might actually be smarter than XQC.
Well,
and if they didn't tell me, well, you know what? We're
you're saying the victim of the crime doesn't matter?
Which is exactly what you went after me with.
Does the victim of a crime not matter?
Well, he's asking after the fact that was the exact argument that you went at me for, and you're running away from it.
I don't know. Listen, the proof that you have victims is literally just concrete proof you did it. That's the only reason I'm saying it. I don't understand your point.
So when we say victims, I said
some people you stole from. They're a victim.
Okay. So, what about your victims?
I don't know who they are. How many times do I need to say that?
Okay.
No one's accused him of anything of content theft. No one's claimed to be a victim of content theft on the part of Ethan Klein. Many people have with XQC, and XQC is desperately, and I mean desperately, trying to make this seem like it's a win for him. And that somehow this makes H3H3 look bad. But it doesn't, and he's got nothing to work with here, so he's just cementing the fact that over and over again to his own audience, H3H3's never gotten any complaints from anybody about him stealing content, while XQC has countless examples of that.
Me reaching out and making an agreement with them and
every time.
Yes, you're not okay. Listen, Ethan. If you want to open up the chat and go with the logs, I have so many logs to make your head spin.
Let me ask you a question.
I have hundreds of emails sent people, more than any reactor, which is more than your friend Hassan. He does way less asking than I do.
Why are you bringing up Hassan? What does that have to do with anything?
Because when
Ethan was literally roasting Hassan on their show the other night, by the way. Like, I wonder if XQC is trying to go at him for, like, still being friends with Hassan when, like, Hassan got blown the fuck out by H3H3 on their show the other night. And he said, no, Hassan, I genuinely think you're fucking over all of Twitch and that you're basically just riding the line, waiting for Twitch to eventually have to respond to what you're doing. And eventually it's going to end up hurting every content creator because of your own actions. And Hassan basically just owns up to it and says, yeah, well, whatever. Because Hassan's rich. He doesn't give a fuck what happens to other streamers in the platform.
Whenever he was on your podcast, he was sucking his balls out.
Well,
right?
that's
when he
again,
does
this is,
Mr. Chair react, and with all
dude,
due
you're
respect,
so dishonest. You don't even know what you're talking about. Last week, I chewed him out for an hour to the point where I had to apologize because people were mad at me.
That's not your problem.
You literally don't know.
That sounds like your problem.
It is my problem, but you have no consistency with what you're talking about. You just said I lick his balls, and now I proved you wrong.
Consistency?
You're making no sense, bro.
So
what do you mean it's my problem?
Piece of shit for doing chair react when he does.
All right, this is so mind-numbingly dumb. Let's just move on to the permission part.
You know what? You want to fucking keep doing a sprint? Let's just keep running. Let's do a marathon, me and you. How about that? Because we're running a straight line right now. I'm running after you, and you are going straight forward.
Okay, good. I mean, that's the point of the conversation, right?
Let's just keep going. Then.
What percentage of people would you say you get permission from?
The majority. Because the way it works for me for reacting.
No shot. No shot. The way I watch his stream from time to time, his chat sends a link and he reacts to it, and then it goes up on YouTube. Unless his editors are speaking to the people behind the scenes and asking if that video can go up, in which case I doubt it, because so many people are accusing him of stealing content. Then yeah.
The main lines, most of the content that I like.
And the question isn't whether or not he's getting permission. If he's going to do a transformative reaction to something, then he should get permission to do said reaction first. But if he doesn't have permission to do a non-transformative reaction, he wants to react to something, he should react to it transformatively anyway, because he doesn't have permission not to begin with. He's operating on it's better to ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission philosophy.
It all lined up, right? So people that I really like it.
Yeah, typical rich guy shit.
We reach out to them and we create this little kind of partnership, right? And when there's a smaller creators, I try to be way more careful with the amount of growth that they're getting, how many subscribers they have, and I try to be better with it. And quite honestly, when it comes to small creators, I have never had any pushback, right? So no victims in that case.
Okay, that's perfect. Have you heard of a guy named Vince Vintage? You reacted to 2 of his videos. This one was from a month ago.
Stolen airplane.
You remember this video? Disappearance of FBI's most wanted 16-year-old. XQC reacts from a month ago.
That was 2.5 months, 2.5 weeks ago.
Okay, perfect. So it was very recent. So would you consider this guy a small creator? He doesn't have a lot of subs. In fact, here's his original video.
Flying in a
he only has 400,000. Well, that's not small. But anyway, you did this recently. Do you know who that guy is?
Yes.
Okay. Why didn't you ask him for permission?
I don't know. Did he complain? Because at this point, I don't know if I have a victim, right? I don't know. So I didn't do.
Well, you do actually. And what's funny is I literally just reached out to one random person from your recent reacts, just one who followed me because I knew.
It's just one. It's just one. It was only one for sure.
Yeah. No, I swear to God.
So you went to ask? Are you a victim, by the way?
Let me hold on. This is important. This is important for you to understand. So I reached out to Vince Vintage, and I said, "Hey, I'm just curious. Did XQC get permission?" And I'm going to read you the message he sent me, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
He said, really appreciate you reaching out, Ethan. I've never been contacted by XQC at all for any of my React videos. My personal take is this. I love big streamers watching, like XQC, Hassan Mizkif, Moist Critical, watching my videos on their stream. It's a big ego boost. But when XQC does it, it's different. When he watches my video, he always re-uploads the whole thing on his YouTube channel with his insightful commentary as, wow, chat, isn't this crazy? Compared to when Hassan watched my stuff, he shouted me out, and he says he loves my stuff, and he sent a bunch of subscribers to my channel.
At least Hassan does shout out for channels that he reacts to. So there's a little bit of return to that. But XQC legitimately just doesn't even put in the slightest bit of effort. He's really, really lazy. God, the look of smile, the look of the smile just slowly dissolving, melting into a big frown, his arm coming down. Oh, that was so good. Can we rewatch that? Just for my own enjoyment, can we rewatch that segment where he's reading the letter and XQC goes from smiling to frowning? That was so good.
So I reached out to Vintage, and I said, hey, I'm just curious, did XQC get permission? And I'm going to read you the message he sent me, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
He said, really appreciate you reaching out, Ethan. I've never been contacted by XQC at all for any of my React videos. My personal take is this. I love big streamers watching, like XQC, Hassan, Miskif, Moist Critical, watching my videos on the stream. It's a big ego boost. But when XQC does it, it's different. When he watches my video, he always re-uploads the whole thing on his YouTube channel with his insightful commentary as, wow, chat, isn't this crazy?
Oh, I could watch that on fucking loop. I could make that my screensaver with like, what's it called? Wallpaper engine on Steam. Oh, that is so good. Literal. That's why people like XQC though, because he's so cartoonishly like over-exaggerated, but that's just how he is. It's entertaining. But here it's like, it's fun to laugh at him in the most like, deprecating to him way possible because he's an asshole. But outside of this scenario, people like this about him.
Compared to when Hassan watched my stuff, he shouted me out and he says he loves my stuff and he sent a bunch of subscribers to my channel. A fair exchange. Here's a video. He showed me a video of Hassan doing that. And then he said, XQC, he really just steals my shit. Entertains his audience off hundreds of hours I put into my videos while I get just a link in the YouTube description. Problem isn't the reacting, it's the re-uploading of my video with his face on the thumbnail and also
I think XQC came his pants when he heard that Vintage said, I like when big streamers react to my videos, and then immediately the cum like slurped back into his body the second that he heard, except for when XQC's different.
So, and I don't DMCA him because I don't want the Twitter drama.
God.
Oh.
So good.
He doesn't want the Twitter drama.
Wait, why are you, well, hold on.
Wait till you see how, like, batshit XQC is going to try to interpret this. Basically, what Vintage said is, yeah, I don't like XQC's reactions. They're basically re-uploads, but I haven't done anything about it because he's got a massive audience, and I don't want to deal with the drama from calling him out. And now we're going to hear XQC's batshit response.
This guy says you stole a shit. Why are you denigrating that? I think you should take this seriously.
Well, because one is a paid actor, right? I think, well, I mean, that's a paid actor, 100%.
Wait, what?
So for those that don't know, I think what he means, I don't think he literally means that they're a paid actor. Basically, there's a meme on Twitch in like the really low IQ clout streamer sphere, such as XQC's, where if something crazy or coincidental happens or convenient happens, then the chat will spam paid actors. For example, like you'll see like a clip of what's his name? How am I forgetting? Summit1G playing Sea of Thieves, and he'll be tucked in the corner of a ship on the game, and some people like run right past him despite the fact he's like tucked up in the corner and they should have seen him, and the chat will spam paid actors. Or like there'll be a crazy video XQC will react to and the chat will spam paid actors. It's sort of a meme, but like he's so streamer brain poisoned, he's bringing it out as an argument, I guess. I don't know whether or not he means it or he's trying to imply that like it's just that Ethan put him up to it. I don't know. But yeah, the paid actor thing is a meme on Twitch in like really low IQ, smooth brain like chat circles. Like it's just a tier above spamming W or L in like Sneeko or Aiden Ross's chat. It's funny how Hassan and Destiny literally reacted to this live stream as it was happening real time and both did their chair meme. That's... God, we're so fucked.
What did you say?
It's a paid actor.
He's a paid actor.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Okay, just assume for the sake of the conversation that he's not a paid actor.
Okay, okay. So the first guy you react, right? The first guy you send a message to sends you a paragraph looks like the Bible, right? And is stroking your ego out. Well, you know what? That's okay. I'll bite, no problem.
Yeah, yeah.
So what's really cool about this, right, is that we can make that type of interaction I have with this person and make it 10 times better for our ecosystem, right? Of what I watch, what I upload. If he had asked, he doesn't have to. He can use the DMCA system, and maybe there will be Twitter drama or not. We never make drama for DMCA stuff. But then
I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
This is why I have a very open policy on this. I don't mind people honestly, I don't even mind people clipping my streams and uploading them as videos on like fan clip channels and monetizing it. But like there is a feature built into YouTube where if YouTube detects, and they'll tell you anytime someone's uploaded a video that contains your content, I get a notification every time. I get like dozens of notifications a day. I can look at that and see a timeline of how much of that video is just my video playing. And I can click a button, or I have 3 buttons I can click. One button issues a strike to the channel in question, which is a legal action that if they respond, they have to like, I have to get a lawyer and press it and everything. It's a whole thing, right? The other one is a simple content claim, an ID claim, where basically the parts of the video that contain your content are percentaged out to be like they find out the total percentage of your video that played in their video, and then they give you that percentage of the revenue that video made because you're the original creator. And then the third option is to do nothing. So yeah, I do think the best option is to just to claim the content, and for the parts of that video in question that contain your video to just be monetized to you. That is like the best situation for everyone across the board. But at the same time, for the sake of principle, I do kind of like the idea of XQC just getting blown the fuck out on this.
Dude, why are you not responding to his accusation? He says you're stealing his shit.
Let me elaborate.
I don't know. Okay.
Let me elaborate. He would be a data outlier of a person who doesn't like it, and we can either recurve that, make it better, and I will de-damage him for every dollar that he has lost to me, right? And get analytics to back up how much the video on YouTube cannibalized his.
Impossible to prove. Literally impossible to put that into a number. That's not possible. Every content creator knows this. I wouldn't be surprised if Ethan's about to call him out for this, but that is like an impossible standard to prove.
Or any sort of damaging data or stats behind it, I would be more than happy to give him 10 times 10x. Whatever damage
okay,
was
good.
caused.
He'll reach out. Have you ever paid anybody 10x before? Has that ever happened?
We have
How many
people
times?
before. Whenever it arises.
All you can see is, okay, what you can see is how many viewers a video has gotten over a period of time in the form of a line graph. And you can look at the point at which the React video was uploaded on that line graph, and you can see whether or not there was a general increase or a drop in viewers. But I guarantee it's usually going to be an increase simply by the fact that more people discovering your content will inevitably bring people to your channel. But that's not what the discussion is about right now. XQC's too stupid to bring the discussion into one about whether or not this type of React content, regardless of whether or not permission is given or if there is any form of fair use, is beneficial to the content creator. If he could prove that, then he could maybe start forming an argument as to why these creators are wrong and he's doing just fine. But he's just too stupid and too big of a douchebag to do that. And he's also too lazy.
How many times does it happen?
And me, like, you got to be pretty damn lazy for me to call you lazy.
I will have to check with editor, but
not a lot. I'd assume not a lot of people do that.
Oh, okay. So the amount really is what you're looking at then.
No, just the amount of times that people actually take you up on that. Because what you're saying is, I'm going to steal your stuff, and I don't care if you have a problem with it. You can come.
Yeah, XQC hired literal maids to clean up after him because he accumulates like a massive trash pile. Yeah.
Talk to me. Like, that's not your right. Shouldn't you apologize to Vince?
Yes, I apologize to Vince.
It's not his job to come ask you for reparations for you stealing from him. Don't you understand that?
So what you're saying is that you went digging for victims.
I literally messaged one dude.
Okay, so nobody in your production room believed
Why
that.
don't you just apologize to Vince Vintage?
I absolutely will. And
Why did he have the maids clean up after him on stream? It's because content creators like XQC literally stream every waking moment of their lives. They're not very interesting people, and so they make up for the fact that they can't really do a condensed 3, 4, 5, or 6 hour stream like what I do that's like condensed, planned out, like curated content. So instead they just stream for 12 to 14 to 18 hours straight, because if you just stream for a long time, you can gain popularity based on nothing but the fact that you're just always live and you're a reliable sort of recognizable content creator that people can go to. Like, once you reach a certain size, if you're live all the time, you're just a reliable streamer that people just by default go to. It's sort of the same thing as spamming video uploads on YouTube to beat the system, in a way. It's not really beating the system, it's just doing what the system wants, but on Twitch, it's just streaming for 12 to 14 plus hours a day. And they'll stream themselves sleeping, too. You've heard about the notorious sleeping streams where streamers will raise thousands of dollars just for themselves while they're just sleeping, right? I've thought about doing that, but it's just too shameless. It's actually just too shameless. So yeah, like, these content creators are so uninteresting, they just have to, like, stream all hours of the day to hold their relevance on Twitch.
I didn't get a Twitter DM. I didn't get nothing. I feel really bad. You want to know why? Because all about the whole sphere of this, everything around it, is to make something good happen, right? And that matters to me a lot.
That's such bullshit, bro. Nice try. You literally do it to enrich yourself. You're a multimillionaire, and you steal content from small creators, and you don't give a fuck about their rights or what they want. And then your only justification is, oh yeah, you can come chase me down and complain and try to get my attention so I can pay you for the shit I stole. It's total bullshit, bro. You're not creating anything big for anyone. You're just taking attention and views for yourself, and you don't give a fuck about the consequences of that. It's not your decision to make that for other people's property.
You sound like watch out! You sound like Robin Hood or something. Are you like some sort of hero?
XQC's so dumb that when he tries to come off as cool, you can always tell that he's putting on, like, he's trying to sound cool. You can always tell when he's playing a character to sound cool for a second, like he is now.
Or something like that, because it seems like you do a lot of that, and you take the high road on it. You take the high road on that. One, that's my point. You have done that. You do that.
You haven't proven that.
Well, it's all
okay. Fine, I did it. You know what I mean? It's like so stupid. What is it? What does
because you can't use me as an example for your own thing, because
you keep saying that
you're doing it.
Not proven.
You're doing it. You call me a thief, piece of shit when you're doing it.
You haven't proven that. I don't know why you keep saying that.
Let me send one DM. I will, guys. I'm going to send one message, and he will automatically give me a full response right now. Give me a minute for it. Okay.
You're making fun of this message I got from Vince Vintage, which is a genuine. He was expressing himself genuinely, and he was disturbed by the way he uses content. Can I ask you another question related to Vince?
I'll take it down right now. I will take it down. If Vince wants to come in right now, send me a DM. I'll take it down right now. I will give you every penny.
I really hope all the creators that XQC just, like, non-reacts to just start DMCAing all of his videos that are theirs, that he reacted to of theirs, where it's like, my video was 10 minutes long, XQC's reaction is 10 minutes and 8 seconds long, DMCA'd, you know, like, just nuke his channel.
Of that, I'll say this ecosystem doesn't work for you.
Let me ask you a question. This is the video. And you do this all the time. You'll agree.
Yes.
You use the exact title and the exact thumbnail.
The same exact title. And maybe they'll put him in the thumbnail, but the point of the exact same title is so that it's inescapable. If they watch this video, then they'll find XQC's reaction. Though it does sometimes have the effect, ideally, of making it so that if someone watches this, then this will appear in the sidebar. But what are the chances that after watching the reaction, they're going to go watch the original video? You'd hope that they would go watch the original video, drop a like, and subscribe. I heavily encourage my audience to do so. It's part of, like, what I do with my whole stream. Like, when I ask people to leave a like on my stream, I generally also encourage them to like the videos and streams of their other favorite content creators, because, like, it should just be an automatic reaction. Oh, my favorite YouTuber uploaded? Hit that like button. It's what I do, and it's the best way to be, like, a productive member of YouTube society. And you know, I genuinely do encourage my audience to be that kind of supportive community, but XQC doesn't know such thing. So in more cases than not, I have a feeling this type of SEO will actually result in his video overriding the original in the algorithm. The best that I think most of these channels can hope for is name recognition getting out there through XQC, and people more going out of their way to find the channel because that content that they've now discovered through XQC really clicks with them.
The The only reason for anybody to do that is to confuse search and discovery and cannibalize views from the original. That is the only reason to do it.
Whoa, Vince Vintage was in Vosh's chat earlier when Vosh was reacting to this, apparently, and Vince Vintage has DM'd XQC 10 times and has gotten no response. Yeah, XQC is a real cunt.
That.
Do you have any stats to back that up? Because I had the stats of the opposite.
Dude, it's the thumbnail and the title. Don't you see that users will be confused?
Let me tell you something, Ethan.
Don't you think so?
My YouTube channel does not grow. It quite really doesn't. But
I have many times clicked on a YouTube video with a title that looked really interesting, only to find out I was watching a reaction video to, like, an interesting video. And they just have the same title. That is not uncommon.
Well, that's because you just post a ton of shit there. No, you don't put any effort into it.
Okay, and why do you think that is?
Because you don't give a fuck.
Okay.
Clearly.
So, gotcha. So these are cut downs for the people that we call the YouTube frogs that are just watching my shit.
It's not your content, though. You don't get that right.
Okay, well, same goes applies to you then.
No, you haven't proven that. You keep saying that, but it doesn't mean anything.
Okay, then show me proof you asked for permission and you got it.
Why? Now you're asking me to show you proof? Dude, you're absurd. Why is it?
Wait.
You think it's crazy? Dude, the fact that you're using the same title and the same thumbnail is so parasitic. It's so shady. You are only doing that to siphon off views and confuse people. There is no other reason for that. Why would you use the same exact title and the same exact thumbnail? Explain that.
Laziness and to just churn out content for the sake of getting money and views. Like, my editor takes each thumbnail as like an art project, right? Like, this video is not going to just be the original thumbnail with me edited over it. It's going to be like a whole collage of things, like a goddamn, like fucking... I don't know any famous painters, but, you know, a famous painting.
To me.
So are you more upset about the title or about the content of the video itself?
When does XQC rage quit? Yeah, I kind of want to see the rage.
Go about your day, okay? Before you say some really fucking dumb shit, okay? When you're...
Better thumbnail.
So the answer has changed now. If this is your answer, that sounds a lot better, you know?
The only reason why it's changed, okay, is that I'm trying to make a bold point for him to latch off the fact that he's on the fucking high road. He chose the high road the whole process, okay?
That's your problem.
When you are on the high road, it is a thin fucking road when on the high road, okay? Because you have to be really tight with what you do, the things that you say, and how you act, right?
I think he's doing fine. He's live every day for hours.
Please, I'm talking to Ethan, or you don't interrupt me. Okay, so Val, you taking that?
XQC's gotten really misogynistic after his divorce. For those that don't know, he got really into like the Andrew Tate sneakosphere. He was married to this girl, Adept. Apparently, she's like really crazy and awful from what we've heard. I may be wrong, but that's kind of what the consensus seems to be. And the divorce was pretty recent, so like I'm pretty certain he's going through like the divorced man baby whiny meltdown phase. He was married. Yeah, let me hold on. Phase Adept. I believe she was a Phase member, right? Or no, that's a different guy. No, her name was just Adept. Sorry, Phase Adept is a guy, a different person. This is her. I'm so excited to see you guys' reactions. You guys have no fucking idea how excited I am to see your reactions to what XQC's ex-wife looks like. She's another streamer as well. Yeah. So XQC hates women now. Paid actor!
The high road, okay? You have to be really tight in how you operate, right? So we say things like, oh, well, he does this and I never do this, right? Well, you are wrong. And I just told you.
You haven't proven that.
What? Okay, so the designs you stole. That's called being a thief. A thief, piece of shit, garbage.
Yes, that was not right when that happened.
Okay.
It hasn't happened in a long time, and we actually made efforts to prevent it. You have not. You said your efforts to prevent it is better thumbnails and titles, bro. This is your example of better thumbnails and titles. This was 2 weeks ago. Same name, same fucking thumbnail. The guy you did the experiment says, change my thumbnail, change the name so that my audience doesn't get confused and so that you don't steal my views. Why are you denying that? It's so obvious.
Okay, so like I said, we
answer the question.
This is where spirals.
The question is, how is it that you can deny that you're stealing views and intentionally misleading audience to clicking your fucking video?
Intentionally, that is not intentional.
How is? Oh my God! Is it possible? Is it possible?
Now, go ahead.
Let's say someone comes from your stream. They've watched you all day. They love you. They're a big fan. They watched you react to, let's say, Mr. Beast's new video. Okay?
Yeah.
And then they come to the homepage, and guess what they see there? Mr. Beast's new video. Do you think are they less likely or more likely to click his video after they saw it on your channel?
I'm
answer the question, dude.
Well,
more or less likely.
Okay.
No. Just answer one or the other. 2 choices.
Less. Got him.
Yeah. Did.
Damn. So then Mr. Beast is,
that proves that you're stealing people's views intentionally.
Okay,
Thank you, bro.
So the views and the click rate in that particular instance, do you think that will end up being a raw loss of the creator or not?
Sorry?
Doesn't matter. The creator has said, please change your title and thumbnail so it's not literally my title and thumbnail with like your name and face added to it, so that you stop confusing people as to what video is what. That's the intention, is to leech views off the original video when you do something like that.
Are we done talking about Teddy Fresh?
Yeah, if we're done talking about Teddy Fresh, it'd be better because I don't want to feel like we're ganging up.
Get out, thief, before I fucking Robin Hood this shit. Before I start spreading the wealth of your company to other people. Holy shit, I'm about to come at you guys for things and designs. Jesus Christ, bro.
You're being pretty silly, but ours is defensible. Yours is not. Or at least we've made... It's not defensible, but anyway, you know what? I mean, I don't see this conversation going much.
Guys, it is defensible thievery, guys.
It's
stealing in the right way.
No, I retracted that as soon as I said it, right? What you heard. I said we've corrected the error, an understandable error, in my opinion, one that you refuse to remedy after time and time and time again. You provide me 0 direct answers. And frankly, I think you know you're wrong, and I think you don't care that you're wrong because it benefits you greatly. You make a lot of money. You don't want to change what you do. And here's another thing. You're not going to be able to make 12 hours of content for Kick, who paid you $100 million, if you can't steal other people's content. Because if you don't, what the fuck are you going to do? They sit there and gamble? Nobody's going to watch that shit. Nobody's going to watch this.
And XQC's luck when gambling is not that great. He loses a lot, so he has to, like, pace himself. Like, if you ever wonder, like, why do these streamers who are so wealthy pace themselves when they're gambling? It's because they get paid out by the gambling sites that are sponsoring them, and they're trying to make sure they still make profit in the end anyway.
Shit already. They don't care about you even having arguments. Clearly you're not very good at that. You lost 12 viewers, man. My views are very good right now, by the way.
So I think we need like a therapist to give us a hint on when the tantrum ends. When does it end, Ethan? It seems like when you go on these tangents, you go on a rampage and you just ramble and ramble without making any concise point or a question. Is it you're done with that shit? Can we talk like adults now or not?
I think this conversation...
Doesn't he get better odds from gambling sites? You would think so, but from what we can tell, there doesn't seem to be any observable statistical advantage that the big streamers have on the gambling sites. Not that they don't need it. That's the thing, though. Like, they don't need to do that. These gambling sites are just paying the streamers to spend all day on there, and all that needs to happen is you end up getting a few wins. Guys. When it comes to this, like, gambling stream content, it doesn't matter how often they win or don't win. All that matters is that they ever win. Here, for example, this video 100% got people into gambling. Oh good, it's 8 hours old.
What?
Here, let's see. Actually, no. Let's go to one that we know is good. This is Trainwreck's biggest win of all time on one of those gambling sites. Look at this shit. He gets like... Oh yeah, here it is. Because he gambles $1,000 per spin. Because he's that wealthy. This is how... And he's got 312K in his wallet on this site. So he'll win like massive grand prizes. All these big streamers do.
Oh, wow, again.
There's like everything about this is meant to make gambling look enticing.
There we go.
The idea of a normal hit getting you 150K is nothing but enticing.
All right,
that was 500 bucks.
Come on, baby.
Look at this
Do some
shit.
Crazy
I think he just wins really big here and freaks out.
Yes. Fantastic.
This is their content, by the way. It's them like grunting as they win smaller amounts of money, but those small amounts of money are life-changing amounts of money for you.
Come on.
And then they freak out after like 10 hours of losing once they finally get a win. This is literally what the gambling content is. I kind of love it.
That would have been so big.
In my own like free time, it's a guilty pleasure of mine.
Oh my.
But it's also like actual brain rotting. Okay, I guess there wasn't it. That was 600K, but he was like upset. Session break even 1 million. Yeah, he has to make 1 million to like break even, I guess. Can I find the clip where he wins like an insane amount so you guys can see what I mean by like this content really more likely than not driving people to gambling? Yeah, I think this is it. He doesn't have his face cam on here, but this is one of the bigger wins he's gotten.
Finally, bitch.
Good. Come on, keep going.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Please. Yeah.
Yes,
Oh
bitch. This was the one, bitch.
Go, dude. Come on.
This is the one I was talking about.
What's up, brothers?
Good.
Come on.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
God, dude.
fuck,
Oh my
dude.
God.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
Come on, baby.
Come on, baby. Do some dumb shit. Oh,
3.6
shit.
million.
Oh, shit, bitch. Suck my cock, you motherfucker.
Good.
This better be the one, bitch. Hit something big right here. Yes.
Come on.
Yes, bitch.
Oh
This
my
is the content
God.
that built
One more?
Rumble.
One more hit. One more hit.
This
Yes.
is the content that made Rumble
Yes,
a thing.
bitch.
Twitch banned this shit.
That's the way it should be, motherfucker.
6.4 million. Twitch banned that shit because like these like the idea that these sites weren't encouraging or these videos weren't encouraging people into getting into gambling was complete bullshit, because it was because of these streams that these sites blew the fuck up and became massive. Twitch was forced to do something about it because of all the publicity it was getting, and now these streamers went and created Kick, which is their like unmoderated, Nazi-infested platform for gambling and degeneracy.
Conversation has kind of been exhausted.
People would rather watch me full screen cam do the fucking worm
Do
than watch
that,
your prime, than
bro.
watch your
Do
prime
it for
content.
a week. Do a week of no reaction content and see how many fucking views you get. Oh, he's crying in the corner. Oh, okay, sure. I mean, that's content, man. It's original content at least. Yes, do that, bro. Dude, do
you
a week.
fucking love it, man.
Bro.
This is the most money you've had in the past fucking 4 years, bitch.
It's awesome. Do a week of no react content.
Oh man. Oh,
Even
man,
a
oh,
day.
man.
Even a day.
Okay.
Do one day with.
Zan, I'm so glad you're not on Twitter. This has been all over the site. I would be going so hard if I was on Twitter. I'd probably get banned.
Without react content. I'm serious.
Hey, Ethan, let's see your wife's merch sales on the first wave when 90% of designs were stolen.
90%?
Let's see the figures.
Wait, hold on. You're just being silly, bro.
Am I being silly? Prove me wrong. Because clearly the burden of proof is on you now, right? Because if you make an argument, then you have to prove it. You go ahead, prove it.
You haven't even shown. I mean, what? Dude, you're being silly, bro. You're being ridiculous.
Well, it seems like I have to prove everything, and you have to prove nothing.
That's not at all what's been happening.
And you've done nothing except prove some defunct
all right, thank you, buddy. It was a good chat. I think that we've done a good job at getting to the heart of what you care about and how you feel about taking people's videos. I think it was illuminating. I think we had a really good conversation.
Oh my God, it's over.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you have anything else interesting to say, so I think we can wrap it up.
Really? Well, I think your audience thinks I have something interesting to say. It's just the problem is that you're running.
How long do you want me to sit here and listen to you, watch you crawl around on the ground like a worm? I have a show to do, dude. Unlike you, I actually fucking organize and put work into my show. I understand for you, you're just burning time. You could sit here for 12 hours. That'd make your life easier. You wouldn't have to go steal videos. But me, I planned this. I have a show. I have a schedule. This is stop being interesting because you're just sitting there saying silly shit and doing the worm. So with that being said, thank you for calling. I feel like it was very illuminating, and I wish you the best, and I hope you have a great stream. Oh, one more question. I wanted to ask him, who is Mr. Chair? Mr. Chair
Wait,
is
XQC
here. Actually, I'll
still
show
in there
this.
for
Fuck.
that? Oh,
I wanted
that was
to
the
ask you
end.
that.
Sorry.
Dude, he got cooked and then had a little meltdown at the end. That's actually fucking crazy. I did not expect him to go that embarrassingly hard. I also got some DMs that were sent to me. Let me see if I can find them. Cherry sent them. Or no, it wasn't Cherry, it was Ethan? Does anyone have the link? I don't know if a Twitter link will work, but we can try. I might not be rate limited anymore. Watch the last bit on Mr. Chair. Hold on, what is this? Oh yeah, here we go. Here's the... I've seen this. This is what I started by talking about before. Yeah, here we go. XQC texted him this, or I guess Twitter DM'd? I don't know. Him this after the thing. After the debate. I know it kills you inside. You lost so much time and money to this in that lawsuit. I'm trying to do an impression of XQC. I can't do it. Which one? IDK, whichever, really. You seem so bitter about it. I'm fine. Anyways, when the bills kick in and you're struggling, remind yourself you leak DMs out of insecurity. And then you've got the picture of the watch. And don't forget, I got your whole house on my wrist. And then Ethan Klein just sends back smiley emojis and posts it on Twitter and Instagram, and XQC gets blown the fuck out even further. Like, his own Reddit is just absolutely trashing him. It really is glorious to watch. I'm gonna drop a like. Drop a lickety like on that. Make sure you guys go and watch the original live stream. I have no doubt Ethan Klein on his H3 podcast channel will be probably uploading a video form of this debate, but here is a link. Please go send some support, comment, like, subscribe, all the good stuff. I really do appreciate you guys going and doing that. But with all of that said, that was a crazy, crazy debate, and I'm glad to have all of my negative opinions of XQC that have grown so strong lately completely validated. Like, I don't know if you guys have watched. Wait, hold on. We're not done. XQC talks to Destiny after the debate? Okay, let's watch. XQC and Destiny. All right. This is from one of those Destiny Orbiter channels.
I watched it, yeah.
How did I do? Tell me how, actually. Just don't show that. If I did really bad, you just don't. I don't care. Listen, I'm not trying to cash in a win or whatever, but yeah, go ahead.
I'd put it between. I'd give you a 2.5 on a 10 scale.
Okay, tell me why.
Okay, there's a couple things. Okay, so one. Okay, I think it would help to organize your thoughts before a debate, like do like a formal outline, because I think Ethan does that, and it helps him to keep his thoughts straight, because you want to like rattle off a lot of.
Destiny's on the content theft side of things, by the way. He's in favor of like just being able to go on stream and like just play a YouTube video without any commentary for like its entirety. Of course he is. Most of the Twitch streamer sphere is. A lot like the Twitch streamer sphere has become so accustomed and comfortable with that idea that the idea of taking that away from them, regardless of the morality or the legality, is like it supersedes any other level of logic, morality, or reason. Destiny did prep XQC for this debate, yeah. Whew. Crazy. We live in wild times, don't we? What do you guys think of that? I feel like that segment came out pretty good. I feel like that was a damn good segment. What'd you guys think? I got a topic many of you in chat are going to be excited for me to talk about. Coming up next. If you're watching right now and you enjoy my content, you like my channel and my streams and my videos, consider dropping a like, subscribing, and ringing the bell icon on my channel. It really does go a long way and helps my channel a whole freaking lot. I really do appreciate it. And if you guys have the money for it and it doesn't really like hurt your wallet or anything, consider donating, subscribing, or gifting a sub. It really helps the channel a lot. It helps me keep food in my fridge and the lights on and all that good stuff and a roof over my head. So remember, guys, I appreciate every last bit of support. You guys are very much appreciated. Speaking of which, Techman771, thank you for the $10 super chat, says, looking at the Ohio election with 22% in, 3-1 no, looks like it will not pass. For the Ohio election for the bill on codifying contraceptive rights? I can't keep track of every, like, election that's happening in every state. There's 50 goddamn states. It's an L for Republicans? Okay, if it's an L for Republicans, then that's a W for us, and that's good. W's for us are good. I like getting W's. Laughing Panther, thank you for the tier 1 sub. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the $5. Oh, by the way, if you're watching right now, and you like my content and you want to play video games with me, you should consider joining my Final Fantasy XIV free company. Remember, guys, this game has a free trial all the way up to the 3rd expansion in now. It is literally like hundreds and hundreds of hours of free content. And when I say a free trial, those fuckers don't even ask you for your ID or like your, not your ID, your fucking your card, like your payment info or anything, until you reach the point where it's like, I want to buy the game now. Let me buy it. Then you put in your info. It is a true through free trial. The game is so much fun. Final Fantasy, the newest one? No, Final Fantasy XIV Online, the MMO one. It's more of an RPG, like a JRPG, like with multiplayer elements than an MMO, but the multiplayer elements are pretty strong, so I guess it counts as an MMO, but it's more of a single-player JRPG that exists in a massive multiplayer world with lots of player interaction. There's PvP, big multiplayer dungeons and raids and trials and so on, big grinds for cool gear that you can wear in big capital cities where people will be marveling at your shit. Anyway, if you want to join my free company, consider doing just that. There's a link that my Zanbot just posted there in the chat. I'll go ahead and post it in YouTube chat for those of you guys who might want to join there, and in Twitch chat, the neglected chat, for those that might want to join from there. Seriously, I love seeing new people join the free company. In fact, I'm going to watch the chat to see if new people join. Let's see. Get in there, guys. Come on. Don't you want to play video games with your favorite streamer? Join the free company. Even if you haven't gotten the game yet, feel free to join the free company, like Discord server, because that's going to be a good way to get, like, into the game. Like, there'll be people there to help you get it installed, set up your character, pick your race, your class, like what capital city to start in, what server to get, links to download the game. It's better to start by joining the server because there's so many people in there now, all very friendly, you know, fans of mine, friends of mine. And I do spend a lot of time in there, so we sometimes even do watch parties. Me and Balth have been doing watch parties of regular show in there while playing the game. We'll probably be resuming that pretty soon, so if you want to join, play some FF14 and watch regular show with us, it's Balth's first time, Balth has not seen it before, then yeah, consider joining. I really do appreciate it, to every single one of you who hops in, because it's just a lot of fun to have a lot of people playing the game with you, especially because, like, if you have a friend in the game, their name is yellow above their head, and this game doesn't do sharding or layers, so when you're in a capital city, if I'm, like, sitting by the Aetheryte crafting, you'll see me if you teleport to that capital city. And I'll see you, and we can wave at each other and, like, have a conversation or whatever. Like, we plan to do meetups, too. I want to have, like, a horde of strikers at a meetup. We all have the last name Striker, and that's a big part of it as well. So, yeah. That is a big part. So yeah, thank you to everybody who joins. But I want more. More people should join. I'll put in the link one more time in the chat for anybody who's a straggler that wants to get in. You don't have to look for the link. I just went ahead and posted it there. So, yeah. The Zanbot will post the link if you do !FC. So, yeah. If anybody wants to do !FC every once in a while, just so that they can, you know, there's always, like, a link to the thing in chat, that would really be dope. Oh, good timing, Njord. I'm actually going to drop my Blue Sky code. Let's do a Blue Sky code giveaway. I hope you're in website chat right now, because that's where the code's going to be getting dropped. All right, everybody. I hope you're ready for the code. I'm going to be dropping it in my website chat, and you need to have Blue Sky open and ready to accept the code, or you're not going to win the race to get an account here. So, how is Blue Sky? It's pretty good. It just needs more people. It's the only problem with it. And it doesn't have DMs or videos. That's the big downside, but they're adding those soon, so it's not a big deal. It's in beta for a reason. Like, you have to get to it through a code because it's in beta for a reason. They're still actively updating it, but it's a good site. 3, 2, 1... Action. Or not action. Post. I don't know why I said action. I'm so used to saying action after I say 3, 2, 1. We're not starting a segment. I was just posting the Blue Sky code. Let's see who gets it. I'm excited to see who gets that code. How am I always too slow? I'm sorry, Shoten LLC. One day everybody in the chat will have codes, and it'll be really easy for you to get one. Who got it? They would have to set up their account for a minute before we'd find out through Blue Sky. Ooh, Arcadia dropped a code. Damn, everyone's dropping their Blue Sky codes. Let's hope people get lucky. If you've got a Blue Sky code and you don't want it and you don't want to give it to anybody else, feel free to drop it in the chat for others to get it. That's the way you grow the platform and grow your... Like, people are likely to follow you if they get your code. So it's how you grow your own following on there right now, and it's how you get more people on the platform to make it, you know, fun and bustling. Imagine if no one accepts the code because everyone has one. There are people here who need a code, so that's not going to happen. Yeah, someone's already got it. I think it might have been Benifer the Bean, but that's just the most recent... Yeah, I think it was Benifer the Bean. Yep. Benifer the Bean. I believe. Or it could be this other person who just followed me. That's me? Hell yeah, Benifer the Potato. Benifer the Potato in chat was the one who won the code. Welcome and congratulations. Welcome to Blue Sky. Did I just get a new code? Guys, I think I have a new code. No, I don't. It still shows that it's active? Weird. Huh. Hopefully that fixes itself. It is still in beta after all. Okay. Larry Banks 78, thank you so much for the $5 donation. I really appreciate it. Very kind of you. Said, like I said before, unless this affects YouTube or Twitch's bottom line or some legal lawsuit happens because of React content, then it's here to stay because of the money these creators make for them. Well, that's the big issue. It very likely will lead to legal trouble sooner than later, and that's the big worry. Coca-Cola B, thank you for the tier 1 sub. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the $5. Didn't say anything, but it helps a lot. Very kind of you. Let me update that dono goal. Gotta change the date on there. Downloading FF14 tonight, any tips? I'll convince my friend group to get into VC so that you can screen share and we can guide you through the process. One thing that'll make you happy, Apillo, I noticed this like in passing while I was making a retainer. From what I can tell, this game's not too lacking in regards to black hairstyles. Like they actually did a decent job, especially for a Japanese game. So that's pretty cool that they did that. Like, it's not all, like, long, straight, or spiky white guy anime hair. Pretty rare. Pretty based. Oh, and you unlock hairstyles, too. So if there's no hairstyles that you are absolutely in love with in the character creator at the start, you unlock tons of cosmetics through side quests and stuff like that. So you will be able to customize your character's appearance significantly. You can unlock tattoos, scars, all sorts of things. May not be done by the end of stream, though. I need to clean up space, but I'll have it by tomorrow. Let's go, Apillo. Because I got Blue Sky with the code, I can say I joined before it was cool. Hell yeah. All right, everybody. So many new people. We love to see it. All right, you all know what to do when I say action, right? 3, 2, 1, action. Hey chat, do any of you here happen to like a little niche superhero franchise called Spider-Man? This, you know, very niche, very small. Not a lot of people know about him. Possibly the least relevant superhero there ever was. Yeah, you know, there's a small niche community of fans out there who like the guy. And those fans have been working really hard to create a fan movie called Spider-Man Lotus. Now, for literal years now, Spider-Man Lotus has been like this extremely hyped up, beloved fan project that people have been sort of talking about how much they love it and how excited they are for it. And it just kind of fell off my radar after a while, mostly because my interest in Spider-Man, which is kind of like more dependent on whether or not any interesting Spider-Man content is out right now, wasn't really like I wasn't actively looking at content about it. YouTube wasn't recommending me content about it, and so on, right? But I come to find out, apparently, Spider-Man Lotus, this fan project, has actually hit the screen. They rented out a movie theater for the premiere of it even, and it is now available online. But the response to it was not the overwhelmingly positive fan response that I think, you know, a lot of people, including myself, were expecting. What I ended up seeing were a bunch of people posting about how the people going to Spider-Man Lotus were wearing, like, clan hoods and stuff. It was like, oh, shit. Okay, what's going on now? All right, well, what's going on here? So I look into it. Spider-Man Lotus, racist allegations explained. Spider Clan, good one, a pillow. The highly anticipated fan-made movie Spider-Man Lotus will soon be released after a production period that was marred by racist allegations made against the lead actor. The film is not... I think this is where the memes come from, where it's the picture of the lead actor of this movie, and it's like implying that he's racist Peter Parker. I didn't understand those memes, but that just finally clicked in my head with a picture of the guy who kind of looks like Peter Parker, and it implies he's racist. Allegations, yeah. The film is not affiliated with Sony, Disney, or Marvel Studios, and is a fan-made, non-for-profit project put together by a group of young actors and the director. Despite being an amateur production, the first trailer for Spider-Man Lotus received 2.7 million views on YouTube after it was released in October 2021. It was announced in July that Spider-Man Lotus will be available to watch online on August 10th, 2023. As the originally planned release date for the movie got closer, allegations of serious racist comments were made against the lead actors, 22-year-old Warden Wayne. That is such a racist white dude name, Warden Wayne. who plays Peter Parker and Spider-Man. Well, okay. Wayne, well, actually, no, to be fair, like, Peter Parker isn't Spider-Man. Spider-Man's like a title. Wayne, his fellow actors in Spider-Man Lotus, and the writer and director, Gavin J. Knopp, all spoke out about the allegations in June 2022. What are the allegations made against Spider-Man Lotus? After Spider-Man Lotus generated a buzz on the internet, past comments and messages allegedly sent from Wayne resurfaced online. He later acknowledged the claims made against him and admitted some of his past messages sent online had been homophobic and racially insensitive. Within his lengthy statement posted to Twitter on June 19, 2022, he said that his homeschool conservative upbringing meant his ideas of right and wrong were skewed. I have been wanting to come forward about this for a long time, so please read. Alright, let's take a look at this. It's actually feasible that he genuinely is apologizing because he was like brought up in a fucked up right-wing like brainwashing environment. Let's see how sincere this seems. Hello everyone. I've decided to come out in regards to certain things from my past. I've always thought it was better to be above reproach and come forward honestly about mistakes I made when I was younger. This is very hard to say, and I feel gross, but I'm coming clean. Years ago, when I was in high school, I used to say terrible things. I used offensive language, even often homophobic or racially insensitive, casually or in jokes. I'm sorry, and I'm ashamed. I was raised in a homeschool conservative environment in a small town in Arkansas, where I had to sneak around on other iPads and computers to use social media. My family has always been associated with groups such as the Dugars. I never seen how this is pronounced, but I know how it's spelled. And those values were subsequently pushed onto me. For those that don't know, this is like Southern Baptist, far right-wing, super hardcore, like traditional, like, you know, having like quiverfuls of children. Do you guys know what a quiverful is? It's Duggar. Thank you, chat. Basically what these people do is they have a quiver full of kids. The idea is that they are warriors for God fighting against Satan, and they need to have a bunch of children, and those children are basically arrows in their quiver, and so they have a quiver full, is the term, quiverful, of kids. It's insane Bible bullshit. And those values were subsequently pushed onto me. I didn't get my own cell phone until I was 18. I was in a bubble where I wasn't aware of how serious it was for me to say these things or these words. My ideas of right and wrong were skewed. My friend group at the time encouraged and perpetuated these habits. All of it quickly became part of my vocabulary because of the lifestyles around me, and I didn't want to be excluded, and I'm embarrassed to say so. I had convinced myself it wasn't wrong for me to say because of the justification I was constantly persuaded to believe, and I was never held accountable for it. This is really coming off as genuine, though. Like, maybe there's shit I don't know that's gonna come up later on, but so far, this comes off as actually quite genuine. Like, this feels to me like someone who didn't come out about falling down the alt-right rabbit hole soon enough, and it was discovered rather than him coming out about it. And if he had just told this story unprompted, which he might have done already, then there would have been no issue. Yeah, Josh Duggar, or whatever his name was, also was the guy who was like defending his son, wasn't it? Or was that the son? I don't remember. It was that's a different thing. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, the groups I associated with online were not good people, but I wanted to fit in and have friends, so I aligned myself and tried to act in ways they'd approve of, which included saying offensive things for the sake of a reaction or making ignorant jokes. Like, I've literally been in this scenario before, by the way. Like, when I was falling down the alt-right rabbit hole. Josh was the son? Okay. When I fell down, like, the alt-right rabbit hole, like, I was in, like, Discord servers and friend groups online where that type of joking and behavior and talk was rewarded socially. It almost seemed like if you could out-edge each other, you would get ahead. So, yeah. I was an immature kid with too much time and no sense of integrity. I was stupid. There was even a time where I made an account solely dedicated to hating on Eunice? I don't know who that is. Eunice, who is now one of my best friends. He knows about that account now and the things I used to say about him, but he forgave me because of how much I've worked to change my habits in the past 4+ years. I'm embarrassed and sad at who I was, and I'm sorry to anyone I may have hurt years ago, or to anyone I may hurt now by revealing this information. When I was finally able to leave the bubble I was in and find people with a more stable sense of morality, I was able to be told the things I said were wrong. And I learned. I pushed to change. But regardless of any of this, I should have known better, and I spend every day wishing I hadn't been a terrible person when I was younger. But I can't change the past. All I can do is take responsibility, and own up to my incredible shortcomings, and continue trying to be a better person. I hope all of you can forgive me, I'm sorry. The director was also making racist comments while making the film. Ooh. I like the memes people have made about this, where it's like, don't wear a Miles Morales cosplay to the Spider-Man Lotus premiere. Oh, God. And this is the director. Honestly, I don't see why people were so upset over me not paying the storyboard artist. This is a fan film, and those... the N-word with the soft A need to be grateful they're finally getting another good Spider-Man movie. That's sus. I just got a message from John Watts. Holy shit. His movie is still garbage, though. Oh, shit-talking John Watts. Mercury is such a little oh, what? I thought that was going to be neurosurgeons. But that's, he's invented a slur. He's invented a slur from the N-word. Wow, that's, you know what? I had a heart attack. It's okay, Pillow. You give me the pass. I'd be okay. No, this is like advanced racism, dude. Like, he's actually, like, through alchemy, created a new slur. This is racist alchemy. Mercury is such a little slur over that 9/11 tweet. He should leave Twitter for real. Motherfuckers really complaining about the cast being white as if that wasn't the entire point. Oh no. Bro. Now that's hard to live down. Ooh. That is really hard to live down. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Writer and director Konop, who was just 18 years old during the production of the movie, addressed the issues on Twitter. He said that Wayne had opened up to him about his former ignorance and that the film, quote-unquote, was not created to perpetuate hate or bigotry or racism. It was born to inspire and find hope. He has since deleted the tweet. Well, he also said the opposite in those more recently released DMs. Konop later addressed a range of issues surrounding his upcoming movie with a YouTube video.
Hey everybody. It's been a long time since I last addressed the internet.
Look at this little fresh-faced zoomer.
Obviously, I've deplatformed from Instagram and Twitter. I'm only here on YouTube for now. But as you might know, over the past couple months, there have been a lot of things going around about me, the movie, the cast and crew. And so before I go forward with releasing any more content, I felt like it was necessary to sit down and make this video and talk about all of it.
Yeah, what's Lotus supposed to be?
I've divided the video up into a few different sections just to make sure you...
Yeah, I'm sorry, but he fits the picture-perfect, like, aesthetic of a groiper. Can I send you a funny related meme to end the segment with? Sure, Pillow.
Everything gets fully attended to and gets the full attention that it needs. But I won't be speaking on the behalf of anyone else. I don't feel like it's in my place to do that. I was really just a giant mess, and as a college sophomore, looking back on how I was as a high school sophomore, it's completely embarrassing. It took a lot of reality checks to kind of shift me off from the path I was heading down and take me in a different direction.
He's reading a script.
Regardless of the fact that I made those changes and did learn my lesson,
Not
it doesn't
always
negate the
alive,
fact that I
but-
said any of it in the first place, right? So, you know, all those things are still part of my past, and
You might just be looking down, sorry. Yeah, I don't know. Those DMs, though, are hard to fucking live down, dude. Like, I, of all people, am, like, want to believe that you're somebody who got radicalized by propaganda and brainwashing. But that's really hard. Oh. The upcoming Spider-Man Lotus is a fan-made, non-for-profit movie, which after delays will be released in 2023. The movie had a budget of $25,000, according to My Comic Report. Overall, I think that, like, it's just so recent that it's hard to argue that this was, like, his past, but at the same time, like, when you're a 20-year-old, you were a different person 2 or 3 years ago. That's just undisputably true. When you are 20 years old, you were a different person 2 to 3 years ago. You were just a different human being. I am a different person than I was 3 years ago. Like in regards to how I am just to interact with and talk to. Like, so much of my personality really has developed in the last 4 years. Like, my interests, my desires, my goals, my hobbies, just these things have mostly start to develop in your early to mid-20s, and it's just, you're not, you barely even have a personality when you're 20. That's genuinely true. Yeah, you made your alt-right pipeline video when you were 19 to 20, right? Yep, I was 19 to 20 years old when I made that video. Those years of me being right-wing were not that, like, distant from that video. They were just a couple years distant. Like, I'd stopped being a reactionary at the end of 2017. Like, right at the end, going into 2018. And then early 2019 is when I made that video. Yeah. I don't know. It's really hard to say. It's really hard to say. It's plausible that they've actually developed, but I personally wouldn't give my money to this movie just because I know the right is going to try to claim this as some, like, anti-woke thing. Like, you know that, like, the success of this movie is going to be claimed as, like, look, the anti-woke thing is succeeding. Because they're going to latch on to the, like, the point is that it's only white people comment and say that this movie is an anti-woke statement. Because that is what they mean when they say woke is, you know, having brown people in it, so I really don't know what to say about it. I'm actually just more curious about what my audience thinks. I'm really curious to see what the comments say on this video, because I genuinely can't decide on my own on this one. I really can't tell. How do you guys like that segment? Well, it's not for profit. DM'd you the meme on Discord? It'd be easier if you sent it in chat, a pillow. I would have remembered. I can't show... Okay, I can watch it, but I can't show it. The way he says, no, wait. Like he tries to stop it. Oh, that's good. That's really fucking good. That was a good meme, Pillow. I like that meme. No, I literally can't show Discord. Like, I can't. It's a whole, like, it's a technical thing I have to set up. But yeah, thank you, Pillow. I appreciate that meme. That was good. That was really good. That was poggers. All right. Pickle and Croissant, thank you for the tier 1 sub. I really appreciate that. Thank you for the $5. Very kind and based of you. Said hi, YouTube. Hi, Pickle and Croissant. Thank you. Cherry T21, thank you for the $5 donation. I really appreciate it. Very kind of you. Said she called me Spider-Man the way I park her on my Peter. True. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the $5. I'm gonna update that dono goal now and try to forget that donation message was ever a thing. Thank you for the support, guys. That 100% read as an anti-woke dog whistle. Hopefully not that donation. I missed the entire segment, but I'm sure it was great, Zan. In that case, join my Final Fantasy XIV free company. The Zanbot just posted a link to join the Discord and chat. Come join me. Play video games with me. Play Final Fantasy XIV with me. We're grinding. We're popping off. It's fun as fuck. We're having a great time. There's a massive free trial, so there's no reason not to join. Get in there. Join. It's awesome. And we love you. Hey, Lauren Walker. You're a YouTube chat regular, too. Here, I'll mod you. You can get modded. I always see you in YouTube chat. There we go. Moded. We need more spider noir to trigger the right. That would be good. I like triggering the right. That's always good. All right, everybody. It's time for another segmentaroonie. You all know what to do when I say action, right? 3, 2, 1, action. All right, everybody. Matt Walsh really got into people's attention recently when he released this documentary movie called What is a Woman? It's really his thesis of transphobia, and it's been one of the cultural sort of rallying points, a mast through which the right has carried the torch of transphobia into this current era of the culture war. And, you know, it's been quite influential as far as the right is concerned. It's where a lot of anti-trans conspiracies and talking points come from, and it's had a pretty severe impact. However, recently this story dropped from Rolling Stone. 3 people in Matt Walsh's anti-trans film say they were tricked. Now, for those that don't know, I covered this before the movie dropped. Matt Walsh was working on this movie, and it was known that he was working on this movie before he'd announced it because trans people were coming forward calling him out for actively attempting to deceive them into taking part in his anti-trans documentary. He was reaching out to a bunch of trans people that were somewhat notable under false pretenses in order to try to get them into interviews talking about topics that were not what the movie was about, to try to get, I guess, them saying things that they weren't saying to pull a narrative from, right? It's very easy to build a narrative out of people saying something they're not if you, like, just completely mislead them about what the content of that movie is going to be. So I literally made a video that was warning people that the What is a Woman movie is coming, and it's going to be filled with lies and examples of people who have been misled and tricked about the contents of what they're about to take part in. And now it seems like that's finally starting to come around. Xanderhall, the algorithm bumped your old video on What is a Woman, and the number of TERFs in the comments are unreal. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. 3 people in Matt Walsh's anti-trans film say they were tricked. Oh, well, thank you for the ad, Rolling Stone. 3 people who were interviewed in the anti-trans film What is a Woman say the filmmakers used deceptive recruiting tactics that contradicted the documentary's promise to be a fearless examination of the modern gender debate. The participants told NBC News they felt they'd been tricked by producers who hid behind the facade of flattering and vague language. Dr. Marcy Bowers, a California surgeon whose patients include trans women, provided the outlet with what she referred to as a completely deceptive email from a producer. According to a copy provided by NBC News, the email poses the doc as a film about transgender people and the challenges they face in today's culture, quote-unquote. The film, which was released in 2022 and is narrated by right-wing troll Matt Walsh, premiered on Daily Wire's website and received little attention at the time, despite buying ads on major social media platforms like TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. In June, the doc went viral after Twitter owner and billionaire Elon Musk promoted the video on his own account, resulting in 2 high-level departures from the social media company within 24 hours. Under Musk's supervision, Twitter had previously removed a policy against the targeted misgendering or dead-naming of transgender individuals, quote-unquote. Naya Okami, a trans woman who said she would not have agreed to appearing in the film if Walsh's team had been transparent about their perspective, Okami said she felt the Daily Wire founder had used her to capture gotcha footage for the film. Quote-unquote, "It was completely fraud in my opinion," she said. "He wanted to use me to make us look ridiculous, to make us look sensational." Dr. Michelle Forcier, a professor of pediatrics at Brown University, said that Walsh's staff had pitched what seemed to be a genuine interest in the science behind puberty blockers. I said, sure, learning about blockers is really important, and I'm always trying to be available to talk about the science and help people understand, she said. However, a few minutes into the interview, Walsh compared puberty blockers to chemical castration and said gender dysphoria was similar to believing in Santa Claus. Dr. Forcier, I believe is how it's probably pronounced, cut the interview short. He was getting frustrated because I wouldn't say some of the things he wanted me to say, she said. In February 2022, trans activist Eli Ehrlich exposed how the Daily Wire used deceptive tactics to attempt to recruit transgender people, including her, into participating in What is a Woman. Walsh's production team used pseudonyms and had created a shield organization titled the Gender Unity Project to mask the project's association with right-wing websites. Ehrlich previously told Rolling Stone that anti-trans influencer Robbie Starbuck had previously tried to recruit her for another documentary-style video titled It Takes a Village. A person named Morgan Kay reached out to me, quote, Ehrlich said, I am still dealing with backlash from exposing Matt Walsh, and so I'm pretty skeptical about documentaries that won't even tell me who the producer is. Yeah, for those that don't know, they targeted Eli Ehrlich because they'd been calling out Matt Walsh pretty hardcore before, so they reached out and actively tried to pretend to be somebody else to trick them for the documentary. Like, really scummy, non-journalistic shit. While Dr. Bowers... Wait, hold on. Emails provided to Rolling Stone by Ehrlich show a request from a woman named Morgan Kelly. We want to present the real story of the battles trans youth face and the activism surrounding it. We also touch on the drag issue and how schools are adapting to demands for more inclusion, Kelly wrote in an email. While Dr. Bowers said that she doesn't necessarily regret the interview with Walsh, she emphasized the lack of education increases misunderstandings of the trans community. He edited it in a way that wasn't fair, so it doesn't leave people with any sort of knowledge or education, she told NBC News. It just heightens their fears of trans people, to this and his viewers' loss. So yeah, just literally outright called out by the Rolling Stone of all platforms for just making a propaganda movie filled with lies that outright misled the people in question. I believe I made a video about this when this news was first bubbling to the surface before it came out. Let me see if I can find it. Was that it? God, I hate the YouTube fucking search algorithm now where it shows like a million videos not from the channel you searched, and then it shows some that are. Alright, I can't find it. If you guys want to find it, you can link it, but I literally covered this before. And I talked about how, like, there were people reaching out publicly before What Is a Woman dropped to talk about how this is, like, happening, and they have been tricked, and this movie is a thing that's going to happen. So yeah, like, this is not a surprise to me. I really hope there's lawsuits. I'd like to see What Is a Woman become, like, an unironically banned movie. Like, looked back on in the same way that, like, any other piece of Nazi or racist propaganda made in the past was, and is now, like, just relegated to being dusty old VHS tapes in the back of closets or whatever. I would like to see that happen. That would be pretty awesome. It's literally just like a propaganda hate piece, you know? And the big issue with it is that it's spreading misinformation with the goal of promoting violence as an end goal. And that's why I would not be surprised to see a movie like that down the road getting banned. Granted, Birth of a Nation isn't banned, is it? It's got a relevance to filmmaking, I guess, and that's why. Yeah, okay. But yeah, I mean, like, it's literally the transphobic version of A Birth of a Nation. A Birth of a Nation was what rallied together the new age of the KKK. Like, the KKK was a dead, no longer existing, like, group, and then Birth of a Nation happened, and they revitalized the KKK, and the KKK we know now was inspired by that movie. The Birth of a Woman, yeah. I've made the comparison before, but What Is a Woman is the modern-day right-wingers, transphobes' Birth of a Nation, and it's going to be looked back on as such for generations to come. And it's nice to know that, like, the internet is going to act as a forever time capsule of all of this shit, and people like Matt Walsh are going to be scorned and spat upon in the annals of history for generations going forward. That is the inevitable future that is going to happen. And it makes me happy. It really does. What do you guys think of that segment? I know it was a shorter one, but it was meant to be a shorter one. Do you guys like it? Feel like it came out pretty good. Nice memes, chat. Well, I guess we're going to get right into the final segment of the day and wrap up the stream because I am actually quite hangy. I am unironically pretty hangy. I could use some fad. My tummy be rumbling. Alright. You all know what to do when I say action, right? 3, 2, 1, action. So we've been talking a lot about contraceptive rights, in large part because there's a really weird battle happening right now in politics in regards to whether or not you, as an American, should have the right to have access to birth control or condoms or anything like that. Any form of contraceptive. Now, you've got a lot of right-wingers like Sydney Watson, who we covered recently, talking about how birth control is actually bad for women and banning it would actually be helping them, which is another instance of the right just trying to take away people's rights and tell them it's good for them. They're very good at doing this. But the other side of the issue are people who are not willing to agree with such a radical and extreme position that's so unpopular with the broader, you know, political landscape. You know, most people are in favor of access to contraceptive. Hell, most people are in favor of access to abortions in, you know, most cases. So, with that said, right now there's this bizarre battle where the Democrats are trying to solidify access to abortion and contraception as a right in given states. Ohio is a good example of these states. And the Republicans, while they want to prevent that, they can't fully take a position against contraceptive rights without destroying how, like, their optics, right? So their response is really, really bizarre to Democrats trying to codify contraceptive rights. Republican LaRose says, no reasonable person is talking about banning contraceptives, but his allies are. That is this article from the Ohio Capitol Journal. So basically, you've got the Republicans who are openly mask off, trying to take away the rights to contraception, and you've got the ones who are trying to do that, but their way of doing that is by saying no one is trying to take it away, to basically enable the people who are going more mask off. So they're doing this all around the country, by the way, not just in Ohio. This isn't just an Ohio thing. This is happening all over the country where there is an active push-pull between Republican and Democrat control of the state. As they push to make it a lot harder for voters to amend the Ohio Constitution, Frank LaRose and Mike Ganidakis say that no reasonable person is considering a ban on contraceptives, but that's false, unless they believe the U.S. Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas and a Republican member of the Ohio legislature aren't reasonable people. They aren't reasonable people, but this is just them covering for the more mask-off members of the party. Remember, Clarence Thomas is a Supreme Court Justice. LaRose, the Ohio Secretary of State, and Ganidakis, I can't tell you. It's a really weird fucking name. President of the Ohio Right to Life, were participating late last month in an NBC4 debate about Issue 1, a constitutional amendment that will be the sole item on today's ballot. It would radically alter a century-old provision that was meant to allow voters to amend the state constitution when they believed the government was unresponsive to their wishes. Issue 1 would only need 50% to pass, but it would raise the bar for future amendments to 60%, and while it would add no new requirements for the gerrymandered state legislature to put a proposed amendment on the ballot, it would make it far more difficult for citizens groups to put, say, an anti-gerrymandering amendment to vote. Basically, everything the Republicans do is either an effort to take away your rights or something they are doing to set the field to be easier for them to take away your rights. Whether it be their virtue signaling in favor of pro-gun ownership, or it being like things like this, where there's no obvious way in which it fucks you over. It's just them building a environment, a playing field, through which they have an easier route to taking away your rights. It's always what they do. LaRose and Ganidakis say their goal is to protect the Ohio Constitution from wealthy outside interests. But as of late last month, 82% of the effort's funding had come from an Illinois billionaire who also funded the January 6, 2021 rally that preceded the deadly attack on the U.S. Capitol. He has given millions to candidates who falsely claim that Donald Trump won the 2020 election. LaRose has given other, sometimes inconsistent reasons for needing to limit voter access in the Ohio Constitution. When he was pushing an earlier version of the amendment last year, LaRose was asked if the purpose was to block an abortion rights amendment in the response to Senate Bill 23, Ohio's abortion law that took effect after the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade in June 2022. That's not what kind of... I'm sorry, I'm not having a great time reading today. That's not what this kind of change should ever be about, LaRose replied, saying he wanted the amendment out of a longer-term consideration. But speaking to a Republican audience in June 2023, LaRose said it's 100% about keeping a radical pro-abortion amendment out of our Constitution. Yes, as I mentioned before, they are just evil, and they are just trying to keep one face on to one audience and another face on to the other audience that's more radical. A 10-year-old but they didn't mention what happened when the state's abortion law, which provides no exceptions for rape and incest, was in effect last summer before being paused by a state court. A 10-year-old rape victim was forced to go out of state to end her pregnancy, and at least 2 other minors who were raped were denied Ohio abortions. The same was true for cancer patients waiting to be treated, and women whose fetuses had severe abnormalities or other conditions that made a successful pregnancy impossible. Opponents of issue 1 have said that one of its main objectives is to defeat the November abortion rights measure. Based on polling, it seems likely that the amendments will get a 50% of the vote, but whether it can get 60% is much more questionable. And in the debate, a leading issue 1 opponent, State Representative Allison Russo, a Democrat from Upper Arlington, said some Ohio abortion opponents might try to outlaw contraception next. Ganidakis and LaRose said that's absurd. She can't cite a piece of legislation that bans contraception, Ganidakis said, and I don't know who would even think about doing that. That's ridiculous. There's no one who has an agenda that bans contraception. It's fear-mongering. LaRose referenced a Progress Action Fund ad showing a couple in bed when the woman asked the man if he has a condom, and a man in a suit appears and says, "I'm your Republican congressman. Now that we're in charge, we're banning birth control." The ad was beyond the pale, LaRose said. There is this salacious ad that depicts a sex scene that's being used to say people want to take away non-abortion contraceptives, he said. No reasonable person is talking about banning the use of contraceptives. Let's be clear about this and stop the fear-mongering. They've been doing this. We've been covering this quite strongly as of late. We've been pretty on top of that, actually. LaRose reiterated that no reasonable people are talking about banning contraception. 100% I can tell you that every reasonable person I know thinks that people should be able to have access to that if that's what they choose, he said. It's a moral question for some people. Some people don't want to use it. Others do. Others don't want other people to use it. However, some prominent abortion foes have raised the prospect of ending the right to contraception. The most prominent is Thomas, the Supreme Court Justice, Clarence Thomas. He said so in his concurrence in Dobbs v. Jackson Women's Health, last year's decision overturning the right under the U.S. Constitution to get an abortion. In future cases, we should reconsider all of this court's substantive due process precedents, including Griswold, Lawrence, and Obergefell, Thomas wrote, because any substantive due process decision is demonstrably erroneous. Griswold refers to Griswold v. Connecticut, a 1965 ruling saying that a 1879 Connecticut law banning contraception was unconstitutional. So we've already got Clarence Thomas saying he wants to overturn a law that overturn a decision that determined a law banning contraception was unconstitutional. That's another issue for another day, and I'm going to have to listen to both sides of the debate, Schmidt told a Cincinnati radio host, according to the Cleveland Plain Dealer. The offices of LaRose and Ganidakis didn't respond when asked about whether Issue 1 supporters believe Thomas and Schmidt and Click are not responsible people. LaRose's office has also asked about the Secretary of State's use of the phrase non-abortion contraception. Was he saying that he regarded some common forms of contraception, abortion, and therefore should be outlawed? LaRose's spokesman, Tom Nichols, didn't respond. Well, across the board, the Republicans want to take away your freedom for the most part. Some of them realize that they have to appeal to a more moderate, sort of left-ish leaning, center-leaning audience, since they can't be as mask off about how they want to make your life miserable and take away all your freedom. But others actively revel in the fact that they can build a massive audience of people that just want an authoritarian regime to tell them what to do and to take away all their freedom, but to more importantly, take away all the freedoms of the people that they don't like. Notably women. What motivates a lot of this is the idea that women shouldn't be allowed to live their lives like men have for so long. Men have lived their lives for a very long time just being able to get into college, get a career, live the single life until they're in their 30s, and then pursue a usually way younger woman to marry, who's in the case of women, they're at the age of 16 expected to start looking for a guy who can support them for the rest of their lives. Because it's expected of women to get pregnant and married and to get hitched to a guy who is effectively forced to support them by law through the contract of marriage, instead of seeking out some form of independence. That is what women are sort of like pushed into, and having access to contraceptives means that women do not have the risk of, getting pregnant or getting an STD when they have fun, non-committal, just like casual sex. And that is antithetical to building a society in which women are basically a market of people who are out there looking for men to support them, who are desperate for a man to support them. And it's making men desperate. The idea of women out there deciding to just be single because they can be means there's less women out there desperate for a man to support them, which means there's less desperate men out there having their desire for sex or a relationship fulfilled just because of circumstance. And I think that's what drives at least a lot of the support for policies like this. Maybe not so much what drives the desire to make policies like this. I think the politicians who push these policies are, in large part, they just want, like, children to get pregnant, get married, and have kids. Like, they want there to be, like, a lot of 14-year-old, 10, 12-year-old children not able to get abortions after they're raped or after they have, like, high school or middle school, God forbid, irresponsible sex. So yeah, it really truly is evil, and they want to take away your freedom. Don't let them. Get out there to the ballot box. Vote. Local elections matter more than anything. All right. What do you guys think of that segment? I feel like it came out pretty good. Very good. It was based. Hell yeah. I'm glad you guys think so. Heavy Gretel, thank you so much for the 3 tier 1 gifted subs. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for the $15. Gifted to DJ Reaper Skier, the Moops 2, and Rotten Apples said thank you for covering reproductive and contraceptive rights, Heart. I really do appreciate that, Heavy Gretel, and I'm glad you like my coverage. Thank you so much. It is something I care a lot about. I appreciate your support so much. You guys have been so kind today. That makes a total of $50 made today. Not a crazy amount, but I still appreciate it. That's still a good amount to be able to walk home with at the end of the day, I'd say. Thank you all so much for your support, though. Even if you were just sitting in stream watching, it really does mean a lot, and I really do appreciate it. Before I go, I want to encourage you all to join my Final Fantasy XIV Free Company Discord server, as I am going to be, building a big old free or I have been building a big old free company in Final Fantasy XIV the last couple months. We've got over 100 members. It's getting really goddamn big, and the more the merrier, so consider joining. Like, I just legitimately love seeing hordes and hordes and hordes of people joining the free company. It really means a lot to me to see you guys, like, go out of your way to join this and play the game with us. So yeah, with all that said, I'm gonna find somebody to raid. Who to raid? Shark is live. Dylan Burns is live. What if I raided T-Hump? Let's raid Shark. Keffels? What's Keffels covering? Because Keffels has a lot of viewers. Keffels has actually been viewer siphoning my stream. Wait, she's not live, is she? Yeah, no, Keffels isn't live. Yeah, Shark's live, though. Alright. On YouTube? Wait, she is live?
About DJ Mule.
Oh, she is. Why wasn't it showing me the stream?
Before I talk
Okay,
about
she
the
is
big
live.
Xanderhell drama that he is mostly known for, I want to talk about the lesser...
Oh, what's she going
Well,
over?
because of him irresponsibly pedo-jacketing another streamer named
I'm gonna go back to the start.
Before I talk...
And I'm just gonna let this play on its own. It wasn't meant to have a camera. Goodbye.
What's she covering?
Talk
I'm
about the
curious
big
about this.
Xanderhell drama that he is mostly known for. I want to talk about the lesser-known drama between DJ Mule and myself because of him irresponsibly pedo-jacketing another streamer named Chud Logic. When I was new to the political live...
This was when Chud Logic had gotten pedo-jacketed by Noah Sampson, and that information... Yeah, I remember that, yeah. That was a different thing. Yeah, we'll raid into Keffels. I guess she was covering, like, the DJ Mule thing or something. But yeah, well, I mean, like, Keffels... Okay, go to Keffels if you want to go to Keffels, but because Shark has less viewers, we're raiding Shark. That's how it works, okay? Shark has less viewers. Keffels has like 1,000 viewers right now. Okay? So we raid Shark. That's how it works here. Go to Shark. Say nice things. Be kind. Be lovely. Be based. And as always, I love you all very much, and I will see you all in my next stream, which will be tomorrow. I hope to see you all tomorrow. Be here, or you will not be queer. You'll be straight, and that would really suck, wouldn't it? Have a good one.